after that, I guess.
whatsoever.
They're on your sheet.
And I'm pretty sure there's something with
clock, right?
Not on the
I
new
never
clock,
heard
that's
back
next
from
week.
never heard back from
I'm just
the
wondering.
realtor because I think he was in cahoots.
They're realtor. So Tom, what was that lady's name that remember she was going to do a lawsuit against these sewer?
Yeah, what happened with that? Insignian was
I'm
involved.
still working with her. I got to call her. She had some updates and I never called her.
But that's kind of like what this.
Yeah, but she really had some good information. Holy shit, it's a big scam.
Right, but that was digging out the sewer lines, right, and stuff, just like
But it was
this guy.
specifically one company, though. It wasn't.
Right. No, I agree, but I think this is
These guys are bad news.
we're up.
Bad news.
I agree. Like I said,
How's Daniel? How you doing, man?
I think the owners.
Did you go Dan or Dan?
Dan. Dan's fine.
Dan.
It's a great name.
It sure is.
It's kind of loosey-goosey.
I'm glad my folks named me Dan.
So anything,
Because that's what everybody calls me now.
anything broken or everything?
It's handy.
Anything broken, Mark?
What's that?
Anything broken?
What do you mean broken?
Here.
That chair was broke. It's fixed now, though.
I saw you fall.
It fucking fell right on my ass.
That's what was so hilarious. But, because she didn't get hurt, of course. But what happened to it? What did it?
So where Ross got them, they had a big batch of that exact chair. They didn't use Loctite when they put it together.
Now, did his sponsor kind of?
They took care of it and got him a brand new one and figured out why.
But also has no Loctite on.
Okay, so why isn't this working? This supposed charge? Oh, there.
You probably have a.
No, mine works all the time at home.
Well, that's for. I know his is a real phone. It's not one of those cheap Chinese iPhones.
I'm serious. It's like my charger works really well at home.
That's made by Koreans, not Chinese.
It
So
doesn't
I don't
work.
think it'll charge your junker, your
His does
iPhone
not.
9 or whatever it is.
But I have the same one at home.
You know how many kids died putting
It
that
must
phone
not-
together?
They're electrocuted. Half of them
I
are
don't think
electrocuted.
it's,
The other half jumped off the fucking bridge there. We kid, but there is nets all around the building. It's pretty wild, man.
Why isn't that just a standard when they build a building?
Only in China would they actually have suicide nets around the building. It's fucking crazy.
He's reading that book, that Son of Hamas.
Is it good?
Oh, God.
Brutal.
I hate the Israelis after this. I got to talk to Ross after I finish it. They really treated these people bad.
Did they really?
Oh, man. Now, I'm only on, it might turn around. It might be that he's all, but he started when he was a kid.
Who are you talking about?
Who was the one that, what was it, that told us to do it, to read that?
Was it Buddy?
Buddy. I think it was Buddy.
Buddy's always got the weirdest shit.
What are you talking about?
This book called Son of Hamas.
Oh, yeah.
Have you read it?
Yes.
Did you?
Part of it. Yeah, I stopped.
So I mean,
You
did
didn't
those,
like
It didn't hold my interest. What?
those Israelis treated those Palestinians bad, at least the part I'm I mean, they did torture them and stuff, and just grabbed them and kept them in prison without,
For no reason.
well,
No, they have.
For bad reasons,
Let
maybe.
me tell you, they have reason.
but I mean, I'm just hoping it gets better because the guy actually turned to be a Christian,
Yeah, that's what it's all about.
and I haven't got to that part yet.
How come I'm not seeing you? Are we up?
What's out there, what modalities are used to help treat addiction, and they'll let you know what they do. So if you have an addict in your life, you want true,
We were up
honest
on YouTube.
information,
Got it.
confidential. They'll tell you about.
Oh, what else do we have, man? We had a lot of good shit. We got a kid, a Steelers signed jersey that was supposed to be there.
They'll also
What else did we do, man? We had some good shit.
look for telltale signs of addiction. If you were
Trying to think, because we had a lot of updates throughout the week. I mean, bam, bam, bam.
The guy got his covers in 2 hours.
God, that was funny.
Good stuff.
I had bought.
What do you mean by that, covers?
He sold them 2 swamp coolers, and they were supposed to come with heavy-duty covers for winter, you know, so you put them on. So weeks go, or months go by, right?
Where's the sheet?
He doesn't get them. What sheet?
Got it.
So months goes by without these covers, so he calls in. And I said, listen, if we can't get this company to get to those covers, Bob Logan with Plumline's going to buy you 2 covers. Poor Bob about shit.
See if you can, I'm feeling down.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to 2019. I know I'm a little late, 7 days late, but really, this is what I call the first true official week of the year. I mean, let's face it. Last year, you know, our last week, and last year, like in December, and then the first week of this year, they're kind of throwaway weeks almost. A lot of people work hard, but not a lot gets done. And then we have the first Monday of January after New Year's. That's what I figure is the real year, the real start. We're all back. So welcome. And you know what I love? I love that we can make a difference, no matter what year it is, make a difference in your life. If you looked back at 2018, you would count hundreds of millions of dollars. Well, not hundreds of millions in 2000, not in that year, but hundreds of millions during the 40 years this show has been rocking in Denver, nearly 40 years, and we recover money. Now, I believe personally that media should have a purpose. In fact, I don't know why people, you know, now a purpose could be informing. Obviously, if there is news, you want to know about news, but I think it also should have a purpose when it comes to features and when it comes to social media. I was just talking the other day about social media and what purpose it serves. I don't know what it serves. I have no idea. But there's this one particular poster who posts all the, not one, there are hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds. I just happened to come across this one woman who constantly, she's on the air nationally. Her name's Kelly Ripka. And she used to have the show with Kelly and Regis, and she constantly posts pictures of herself with her husband on how happy they are. And I'm wondering, why? Why is that? She posts a picture of herself with her husband saying, my man, my hot man, or our love is real. And I'm thinking, you know, and we sealed the deal in '92 and are going strong, or here we are working out together, and here we are on a beautiful moonlit beach. And I'm wondering, like, people who are lonely, they're not going to get anything out of that. And people who are happy, they're happy. And I'm wondering why people in social media kind of brag about things. And I'm wondering if it's because they're trying to convince themselves, or maybe they're almost kind of wishing things were that way almost, and they try to paint this perfect picture. I just don't know why. And people have been using social media as like a brag board. Here I am with my hot man, or you got a guy saying, here's my babe, and or their car, or whatever. And I wonder, what the hell? Now, I do love when people post babies and pets. I think that's pretty cute, and I think it's wonderful. I saw the best post I think I've seen in a million years, and that is a little girl, the first time, she has to be just, I don't know, a year old maybe, the first time she's ever been on a horse. Oh my God, it was the cutest thing in the world. I'm going to see if we can repost it here. And that's what, I'd love to do that. But anyway, the whole reason I got off onto this diatribe is because I really love the idea that we have been able to maintain a show that helps people. That is our purpose. You know, and I love it. So what you can do is just call us, tell people about us, write to us. It's live, or excuse me, help@troubleshooter.com will always get us. 866-MARTINO will always get, no, 303-MARTINO.
866-966-4357.
No, we don't have that. We don't have that number still, do we?
I think so.
Anyway, but it's 303-MARTINO, 303-627-8466. I tried to get 866-MARTINO. Do you know why? Because 866 spells Tom. Would that have been the perfect number? 866-MARTINO. But I couldn't get it. Somebody else has it. So anyway, so our number, 303-MARTINO, 24/7, no matter when you call. And you can call directly when we're in the studio also, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. As I always said, media with a purpose. Help, information, and referrals. Yeah, we have fun along the way, but let's face it. You're not tuning in to see me and my babe, or me and my dog, or what I'm eating. You're tuning in to get help. And I like that role. We have in the studio one of our members of the referral list. We always have people come in to say hi from the referral list. He's a new member. And he has a Gekko Power Clean, Daniel Martinez. And I always wonder, I always ask people how they come up with business names. And, of course, if you have any questions about cleaning, fine. But the whole purpose is just to say hi to people. We have them come through. We have common men come through as well. Then we also have an important thing going on, a help center for health insurance. You have only 7 more days. What?
Yeah, you're right. It's the 15th, and that's it, man. You got to wait a whole new year.
Yeah, if you don't buy health insurance now, you can't enroll. And if you think, oh, no, well, I don't need it because there are no penalties, well, you do need it. The law still requires it. It just doesn't penalize you for not having it. So to a lot of people, that means I'm not going to get it. But you would be surprised, now that there are no penalties, you can go outside the exchange and get a better deal in some cases. Obamacare on the exchange is not always the best deal. For some people, it is. So we have a lot to talk about today. I'm going to give you that health insurance number. I want to warn you first so you can write it down or punch it into your phone. Daniel Martinez, how'd you come up with Gekko Power Clean? Did you just want something different? Why Gekko Power Clean? Why Gekko?
That's a good question.
I'm just curious.
Yeah, I just wanted something that's easy to remember. It kind of stands out in your mind, and I think they're cute animals. You know, I have little.
So you have a little logo?
Yeah, all over my website and on my van and so on. And
now, Excel Roofing, they're called Excel Roofing, but on my referral list, Jay came up with some kind of tree frog as his little logo.
It's like half frog, half gecko.
I don't know. It's kind of, I don't know. He calls it I think it's a South American tree frog or whatever the heck it is. He just thought it looked friendly and fun, and he wanted something that people would remember as well. So I can see what you did with Gekko, and of course, you know who made Gekko is Geico made Gekko famous.
Yeah.
And I'm surprised they never got a hold of you for you know, brand confusion or something like that.
Yeah, that's why I use the Greek spelling with 2 Ks, you know.
Gekko.
Gekko.
Yeah, I understand. But does the Gekko look anything like Geico's Gekko?
Not really. I just went online and found some logos I could buy, and you know, that kind of thing.
So people, give me a call and we'll help you. Carissa, let's help you. What's going on in your life, Carissa?
Hey, Joe. Well, my landlord actually has been a total nightmare for us.
Okay, how long have you been there?
I have been there 17 months now.
Okay, when did the nightmare start? Like when you first moved in?
From the very beginning.
Why? What was the first sign of trouble? Man, that's a terrible thing to happen. When you finally get a place and then you have a lousy landlord, you're thinking, oh, crap, I don't want to move. So what was the first sign of trouble?
When I moved in, I had a leaking roof in my kitchen.
Okay.
I had to clean my house before I could move into it because it was so dirty.
Okay. Now, did you make note of all of this?
Oh, yeah. I have pictures and
so did they fix the roof?
No, it still leaks. It's gotten worse.
No fooling. And so you would think he'd want it fixed. I mean, is he like on the schedule maybe to get it fixed? Is this a single family or home, or is this an apartment?
It's a house.
Okay. So what's the word from the landlord?
He tells me that he will buy the materials if I will fix it.
The roof?
I don't know how to do a roof.
Come on, Carissa. This guy says I'll buy the material if you you do it?
Yeah.
How old is this? Like a piece of junk house?
It has ran to the ground. It really has.
I mean, how old is this house?
It was built in like the 40s.
Okay, and so it's got a bad roof. What else?
It has no heater. My electrical is so bad. I have wires coming out of my electrical.
What do you mean
box.
No heater?
The heater does not work. We have no heat in my house.
And when it does work, what kind of heat do you have?
It never has worked. ever
No,
since
okay.
I've lived there.
What I'm saying is, what kind of system is in there?
It's a floor. It's a water in the floors. It's a floor heating.
Radiant floor heating. So that's odd for an old home like that. So there's pipes. There are pipes that go through the floor that that if it worked properly, your floors would warm up and radiate heat.
Right.
When did he do that? Do you know?
I do not. I think he said in the 90s.
In-floor radiant heat was the rage in the 90s because it just came out, but man, did they have a lot of failures.
Right.
Okay, so you can't tell me you have no heat. I mean, zero heat,
no,
really?
I have none.
Oh, come on. Carissa, now
I've used electric heaters.
So you're telling me when you're telling me on a cold day like we've had, near zero, you have zero heat except for portable electric heaters.
Space heaters, yep. That's it.
And how many do you have for the house?
I have 3. I have one that runs my upstairs, and one downstairs, and then one in my son's room.
Okay, so you have 3 heaters. And okay, so what does he say about the heat?
He tells me, "Do you have a friend that could fix that?" And I'm like,
Okay, I get the picture. Okay, so far no heat, leaky roof. What else?
2 weeks after I moved in, my water was shut off.
No, now. What I'm talking about now. What do we have right now? Roof leaks,
right now
no heat. What else? That's
no
enough.
Heat. The roof still leaks. We have...
no heat still? Do you have no heat still?
Nope.
You have no heat?
No.
Okay. Well, you got to move out.
I am.
I mean, you can break the lease. You understand that?
My lease has been complete since September.
Okay. So... do you want us to even bother calling this slumlord or what?
I just want people to know how horrible he is.
Okay,
to rent from that man.
Okay, give his name and address of the house, and we'll call the guy.
His name is Joe Lucero.
Joe Lucero, and where's the house roughly?
Grand Junction.
Grand Junction. Wow. You know what?
What's the address? I want to look it up.
Yeah.
1306 Walnut Avenue.
Walnut, okay. All right. Walnut Avenue, Grand Junction, Joe Lucero. Give us a number for Joe off the air. Suzanne, let's call Joe and tell him that he's getting a bad review as a landlord. Hey, she's moving out, but hey, it could warn other people. I mean, who else does it? No one. Now, remember, we have this call-in now I told you about. So that means you can call our insurance help center till 4 o'clock today. This is really important, okay? Because you need to get information, and there's no reason not to use a broker like Integra Insurance. Integra will help you go through all of the different plans and find the right one for you. Integra Insurance Group. This is a free service. You pay no extra going through them. In fact, they'll save you money. There is no benefit to going direct to an insurance company. In fact, if anything, you'll pay more because you won't know how to shop. This is the number to call till 4 today, and you can always find Integra Insurance on the web, integrainsurance.com. But here is the number, 303-771-HELP. That's our help center, 303-771-4357.
It's got a fucking couch in
I need to forward something to put on our Facebook. I want to forward something to put on our Facebook.
God, that's the best.
I don't think there's nothing wrong with it.
1947, man.
He gave lawn furniture.
Heating. Other. It says other. As in no. Heating.
Sometime.
A little bit.
Bring your own.
Only when it's sunny.
And there's a high wind warning along the I-25 corridor from Larkspur all the way up to the Wyoming border.
Boy, that's amazing, though. It's worth $200,000 still.
Sunny and windy today, like we said, a high
How big is it?
53. Right now, a few clouds.
1,500.
So I talked to her about making sure that
630 K-How.
Hi, this is Mike.
she gets her deposit back. She's got 30 days or
Having
triple
issues with
damages.
muscle joint, take it from the coast. Use Blue
This guy seems like he's...
Did you call him at all?
Nope.
It works fast, and you won't...
She inherited another house, and so she's moving out anyway, her lease is done. But I just said, make sure you get your deposit back, or she doesn't get it back in 30 days. Go for them.
2 beds, 2 baths. Here it is. Here's a picture of mine. This is it. This is 905.
One close to it.
Buy and build beats big box prices every day. Buy and build 4,800.
So how's business, Dan?
That's good.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Then you guys do vents and
Air ducts,
Air ducts?
inside of all the air ducts, furnaces and dryer vents.
and you do also chimneys. Your chimneys?
No, don't do that. That's a different
I
volume.
thought he did too for some reason.
Yeah.
I was telling everybody, I got you good.
You know, the soot is so nasty, it would destroy my machine.
Sure,
Yeah,
sure.
so it's,
You almost got to do that by hand.
They can
Yeah.
catch on fire too, man.
yeah, so can dryer vents.
Oh, yeah.
3,000 a year, I'm right off FEMA's website. But yeah, it's
3,000 drivers a year.
catch fire.
You know, I looked at and I haven't blown mine out. 10 years.
Yeah.
I went and blew it
Our old
out.
house was horrible.
There was nothing in it. There was nothing in it.
Even in
What? Short my dryer vent. You know, I'm sure it's been 10 years.
You know what? I looked at steps. Nothing in it.
Yeah.
And
So how'd you blow it out?
there's nothing in it.
How'd you know?
Because I tried. I mean, I looked
Okay.
at both ends and they're clear as a bell, and I figured there's nothing in the middle because there's not even debris.
Well, I put a leaf blower in there.
You're looking at the wrong
But
thing.
you got to be really, you got to be really careful because those are soft, and if you put like something in there, you can puncture it.
Right. Let's say if you take it off the dryer, put a leaf blower in, and then I got quite a bit of
That works well.
I got
That's
zero.
a really good
Zero.
idea. I might try that. I don't think I have anything because it's too clear. It's clear on both ends.
You could get that on that little thing on that little jewel on Dan's list.
That little tidbit. That's Dan's tidbit of the day.
Does it feel good to get back?
Yeah, you know, sure, yeah.
I know vacation's fun.
I don't actually, I start feeling useless if I'm off too much. Don't you, on vacation sometimes? In fact, you know, I don't
2
think
weeks
I-
is a
I don't
long
think-
time, man.
I don't think I'd be a good in retirement. I don't think I would be, not total retirement, I'd have to do something. You start wondering where your place is. Like,
I can't imagine more than 2 weeks anywhere.
Never.
Well, we did
And
Italy.
the only
3
reason I
weeks.
do 2 weeks is the holidays. I would never do
You're going to
straight.
get Brent on today, or?
Well, yeah, he can do one.
I'll see what he's been.
Have you heard from Clint? Is he gonna? Did you get the
I
operation?
don't know, man. He's really upset.
FYI, I've got a text out checking on.
Why is he
Clint,
upset?
you good?
They won't do the operation. They said because it's not infected, that he's got to wait, and he wants the operation done.
Look up Munchausen.
No, he doesn't have that.
Munchausen. Look
No,
Munchausen.
No, that's when people. That's when they make someone else ill.
No, that's not. Munchausen is not. Munchausen.
That's like where parents.
No, that's Munchausen by
Proxy.
proxy.
Oh, I see, by proxy.
But Munchausen is where it started with people wanting attention, so they find things wrong with themselves. Some of them break their own arms. And stuff. I'm not saying he has. But I'm saying Munchausen is where you hurt yourself or you do stuff to yourself to get attention. Munchausen by proxy is where you do it to others to get attention for yourself.
Can you imagine getting your own kids sick?
I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Don't forget our insurance help center, 303-771-HELP. This is for health insurance only. Health insurance only. And one of the things you can do for your health, Colorado Tinnitus and Hearing Center. Let's make 2019 different, okay? Let's do it. For example, get rid of the tinnitus or hearing loss. You are such an aggravating person to be around when you go, huh? What? Huh? Huh? Hello? Yeah? I love getting help like this. It's so available. They're such good people. There are treatments available for tinnitus. There are treatments available, of course, for hearing loss, of course, and they will let you try them out free of charge. They will. Free of charge. Just get an evaluation and then pick the one you think will work for you, and you get free trial periods. Help for ringing.com, hearing loss or tinnitus or both. They're at Clarkson and Hamden, 303-534-0163. No matter where you are, when I say Clarkson and Hamden, don't, for important services, don't be location sensitive. That's pretty stupid. You got to be you're not going to go there every day. So pick a place, and it doesn't matter if they're right around the corner, but they're conveniently located, plenty of parking, Clarkson and Hamden, 303-534-0163. 303-534-0163. Welcome, folks, to the show. This is the only show, the only one that handles the stuff we handle. So let's talk to Russell. Russell, what is happening?
Yes, this is Russell.
Yes, Russell, and you're calling about the Denver Post.
Yes.
And Russell, again, I laugh about the Denver Post because so many people are dropping it. I mean, it's not going to be around in 3 years, but except maybe online. Are you having a problem with getting it delivered?
God, I hope not
Russell
again.
called us last week.
Yeah.
Because he couldn't get his paper, and so we reached out to the Denver Post.
They should kiss people's butts who get the paper because they're so few and far between now. What happens, Suzanne?
Well, I got an email back. They were going to check with him every day to make sure he got his paper. He got his paper on Friday. It was a Christmas miracle, a little late. And then, Russell, did you get your paper yesterday or today?
We got our paper on Friday and Saturday. We didn't get it yesterday. We didn't get it today.
It's amazing.
Now, you don't have a computer, right, Russ?
Pardon?
You don't have a computer?
Yes, I do.
Did you ever get your news online? There's plenty of free news online. In fact, isn't the Denver Post free online? No?
I don't think it's free.
Online?
Well, maybe not. But, I mean, there are so many papers free.
I can't believe he didn't get his paper today,
I just can't believe it. So, who delivers it? Is it I hate to use this term because I'm probably going to get in trouble, a paper boy? Or is it somebody who drives around? I mean, how do you get your paper?
It's somebody who drives around.
And they toss it near the house somewhere.
Yeah. We have asked to have it put on the porch. The fellow who delivered it a couple of days promised.
Yeah. Russell, you love your paper, I can tell. How old are you, Russell?
I am almost 84.
Yeah. So it's not like I'm going to talk you out of a paper by now. You want Oh, man. This is ridiculous. I don't know what to do. I will call them. We really will call them for you, man. We will. You would think, though, that they would revere the people that are still taking the paper. Oh, God. I remember being at a editorial. I was a place with the Denver Post. It could have been the news. I think it was the Post. And we were in like a bunch of journalists were getting together. And it was at the Denver Post, and I remember saying the Denver Post will probably not even be here in 5 years. Now, that was a long time ago. I was off on my timing. But I'm pretty sure they're not going to be here in 5 years. I mean, look at the writing on the wall. Who wants a newspaper? Other than Russell and a few people. Really, who wants one? Even people say, oh, I like my paper when I'm sitting on the can. Now you can, you don't have to fold stuff, and you can use your phone.
What are you going to start fires with, though?
That's true. Or bird cages. But no, I digress. I don't want to give Russell a hard time. So let's call for Russell, okay? Let's give it to Daft to henpeck him to death.
Oh,
and is that a bad term too, henpecking? Is that I'm trying to?
You are not politically correct.
My 2019. I'm trying to be so politically correct that I don't even want to use the term politically correct. I want to say normal. I want to make it normal. How's that? I don't want any songs like Baby It's Cold Outside and You Can't Leave. I don't want any of that. I don't want any of those songs that even insinuate. In fact, I don't think we should have any love songs with a man and a woman because it's homophobic. And we shouldn't have them just about a gay love either because that's heterophobic. So I think love songs should be just about you and me and not mentioning a woman or a man. I think it should be gender-neutral songs from now on. You're gonna lose that person, gonna lose that person, or dun 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 dun, my person. Temptation. I say, you say, Who can make me feel this way? My person, my person, my person. Talking about my person. Or that, because I think it's okay to limit it to people right now, or are we going to start getting it from the sodomist? PETA. The sodomist who love animals. Are we just going to have to say, my organism? Dun, 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 dun.
Then what about the trees?
Tree huggers too. Well, it's an organism. I have a case here I want to bring up that's pissing me off about a sewer that Mark started, but I want to talk to Helen. Helen, donation pickups. What are we talking about, dear?
Yes, Tom. This is I want to call you about Dave Salisbury.
David Salisbury is a trust attorney. He's a wonderful guy, yes.
We went to him last couple weeks
ago. And a will and probate. What did you go to him for?
I lost my husband a month ago.
Oh, I'm so sorry. During the holidays.
Military honors. He's a retired Air Force man.
Was this sudden, Helen?
Yes, he started taking ill in June. He lost a lot of weight, and his kidneys were failing.
Ah, that's.
And he had prostate, and the toxins were going through his body. But I'm having problems of donation pickups because I can't drive.
Well, we can help you with that. What are you trying to donate?
Well, I called ARC, and they've been out here twice. You know, clothing and things like that.
Yes.
And I have some beautiful used furniture, and I cannot call.
Now, why are you getting rid of the furniture stuff?
Well, it's a big early American maple bedroom set, and I don't want to have it anymore.
Okay. Does it bring back memories, or are you just trying to renew everything? What are you doing?
Yeah, I am, Tom.
Okay.
And we have so much stuff to get rid of. We live in Aurora, and we have a beautiful ranch-style home.
Now, are you looking... Now, when you say get rid of, do you want to sell? You want to donate? What do you want to do?
Well, I would even be willing to donate it.
Oh, my goodness. I am sure there are people that could use stuff. Hold on. I just want you to give me an example of some of the stuff you have. Maybe we can arrange to have some people pick this up.
How about a picture?
Or give us some photos. And then Suzanne's posting. I talked about social media and how I think social media has gotten to be just really, there's not a lot of purpose to it, but some of them are just fun because they're so uplifting. You know, like I said, I don't care about Kelly Ripken or hot Latin lover and all, you know, here we are and look at us eating and look at us kissing and look at us on the beach. And I mean, it gets ridiculous. But I think there are some posts like kids and puppies or something maybe civic-minded that can help people. And who am I to be the judge? I don't care. But this particular post I found, it made me feel so good that I could not stand it.
Where is it?
I want you to post it on our Facebook.
Already did, Tom. It's adorable.
On Referral List, it's the girl's first time on a horse. It's just, you can't help but feel good. That's the kind of stuff I want to see. I wish I could be like the I wish I could be like the guy that, you know, decides what goes on. I have more like this stuff. 303-713-TALK. I'm running overtime here. This is really important to tell you about Simply Floors, Inc. Mark, there's a lot of new stuff about Simply Floors, Inc., right? This guy's even expanding his supplies with water-free, waterproof carpeting. It's beautiful stuff. And he has luxury vinyl tile, totally waterproof. I mean, these are floors that'll last you almost forever. And, of course, he has laminates and hardwoods. He has a wonderful way of doing business. You can go to his showroom at 52nd and Ward on the southwest corner. That's Simply Floors. Or go online, simplyfloorsinc.com, and make your own appointment. He'll take the stuff to your house, and you will automatically save because the guy will beat any prices, at least by 10 or 20%, sometimes as much as 40 and 50%. Give him a try. You have nothing to lose by shopping. simplyfloorsinc.com.
This is Denver's Talk Station, 630 KHOW, an iHeart radio station. With Russ Kaminsky mornings, Dan Kaplan's afternoons at 4.
So, you got to hear the sound, though. The sound is everything. Oh, my God, it is so cute.
She's bareback.
It is so
hormones naturally.
It just automatically makes you
They also do treatment for your thyroid. Honest to goodness, you will never believe what BioT can do for you. Men and women. The really aged group at Revitalize Health, 3 brothers.
Where's the other side?
Revitalize Health. 2 of them are nurse practitioners. The other one is a practice manager. Utilizing hormones. So battling age.
You want to play racquetball this week?
Yeah.
Are you going to?
Yeah. No.
I think you should. It's too late, man. You're a night owl.
It's too late, Jack.
Let me tell you, I think
I got to go home and then back, man.
No, you can just stay
Tell
here.
them to move it early.
Well, if you do a makeup, you can do it anytime you do it early. If you miss one.
What I might do is join one down by my house. So.
Is there one down there?
I think so.
Do they do it in a barn or something?
It's a racket barn. Let me look here, actually. I think Castle Rock. Castle Rock's not too far for you. We can meet in the springs.
Well, this ain't a bad place to do it. It's very good. It's just like for a league.
I have a sister sends me pictures of all the food she eats around the world. Drives me crazy. It's not like, who cares? Good for you.
Predictable way to find out what's wrong. You know, when you wake up and there's no heat, or
I just eat hamburgers.
noise in the furnace. That happened to me. That's why I'm mentioning it. And I called Fix It 24/7. I was overwhelmed by the service. For $39, they'll tell you what's wrong, and then if you decide to have any of the necessary repairs done, they refund the $39.
Up there in Gilpin, they have really nice rec center. They don't have racquetball. They don't have tennis courts either.
They've been in business for years.
This place does for sure, but
George is someone I've known for more than 30
I've played here before,
and I
but
can
I've
tell
not
you
seen
he's
it here. All they're
dedicated
showing
to
is the
making
new
this
one.
the best company,
The old
the best value.
The new one, I don't think.
That's my doctor, guys. That's my doctor.
Oh, is she?
Yeah.
Is she good?
I like her. Yeah, she's she must be on there about biopsy.
I need to get a new doctor.
She's just your biopsy doctor, right?
Yeah, no, she's my primary care now. I trust everything to her.
Who does she work with?
She owns Lone Tree Family Practice. It's just a good all-around practice.
Are you guys playing racquetball this week?
Yeah.
Because then you have that meeting on Wednesday at Raleigh House, so I wondered if you're doing a different day.
Oh,
Tomorrow I'm taking Addie, I'm surprising her, it's my 2-year yoga anniversary, and she's the reason. So I'm taking her to a class
Does she
to
do
bite
yoga?
to eat. She does it with me, but not as much as I do. She just got me into it. So I'm going to do that
I
with
think
her
I got
tomorrow.
a Springs meeting tomorrow. I'm looking
Yeah,
at
I think you do too, actually.
My mom,
Yeah, I can't do it Wednesday. Teams somehow.
So let's do it Thursday.
that was her thing. As time went on,
Does that work?
started falling in Washington society, and rules started changing. Gave this jewel a real chance, and I liked it.
You know, when I had my motorhome, I used to do it like I had to give a talk one time at this high school, way out east. I would bring it out there, set up, use it as a dressing room. I really had fun, and I used to work it into what I did to make it just an excuse to have it and to have some kind of
Patrick made the switch December 2016.
And I used to use
Make
it a
the
lot,
switch
but
at jewels.com.
like when you go to,
That's
I'm not going to the Springs, that wouldn't be a good idea, but sometimes if you're going places, it's funny to have, it's fun to have that.
It's an addictive chemical.
I can't think of anything specifically now, but
Yeah.
Solar. You can get a free evaluation of your lot to see what it will generate over the next 20 years. Just going to a website and filling out a form. Not only that, they will
I
guarantee
swear I
that
put this on my calendar, but I'm not seeing it.
decide to go with their system. They have 3,000 systems going right now. Go camsolar.com.
So in our area, they got a new internet service up there called Ting. So you can get 5 megabyte upload, download, $20 a month.
is 5 megabytes good?
Well, for just
It could be megabits, right? Is that how they call it?
For one person, it's fine.
What do you?
Now I have
to do
200.
for 200.
Not up. 500 is faster down. I don't know what I have up. I think I'm limited to 50 up. I think 50
Wow,
up.
that's the fastest I've ever.
Oh, yeah. 105. He negotiated it. I do, but I wasn't getting it until I went and got the new modem. I went and got the new modem, and now you get it.
You can tell the difference.
Oh,
you have multiple.
well, yeah, we do a speed test.
Right, that was right.
But for you.
Hi, Tom Martino. Okay, you know what? It's on my Facebook. I don't mean to rail against social media. I know a lot of people love it, and it's a great way to stay in touch with family and friends. But so I don't want to be an old curmudgeon, as my wife calls me. But I do think sometimes just posts have no meaning. I really want to know, honest to God, if you can tell me what it accomplishes when, and I don't mean to pick on her alone, but it's like Kelly Ripka and her man. That's what it's about, basically. And it's like, here we are on a moonlit beach, and we're kissing. Our love is real. I mean, I don't understand that. Now, that's wonderful for you and your husband, but why do you feel the need to tell people about your true love or about how hot he is or how about hot she is? And I don't understand the purpose. I'm not trying to be a curmudgeon. I'm just saying, what the hell? What is it for? Or you know, now I like when some of these guys, like NFL players and stuff, when they humanize themselves and you see them with their kids or what their daily workout is. There's all kinds of fun stuff. Maybe it's all good. Who knows? But this little girl I have posted, I reposted from People Magazine's Instagram, I believe it is, and I put it on my Facebook. My God, you can't help but look at that and just laugh. I love seeing cute things, kids and animals. But her voice alone, just laughing. I'm just putting over the mic, but you got to go to referralist.com Facebook. But here's just the sound of her. It just makes you laugh. Hold on. Let me see if this will pick it up.
Man, have you gotten soft.
Oh, that's not soft.
She's so cute.
That's not soft. That's the first time she ever sat on a horse.
I haven't heard you say scumbag in the last hour.
Oh, well, let me get to somebody here. Okay, 303-713-TALK. This is important. We got Tom who held a while here. Oh, I was gonna finish up something with someone.
She hung up, Tom.
Okay, because I wanted to tell her what she could do to enforce her rights. Okay. Let's go to Tom. He held. Tom, what's going on?
Hello.
What's happening, Tom?
I own a Dodge, a Ford Super Duty F-2500.
You got the 250, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's a 2013. I've had it in the shop. This will be the third time.
God, do you have that death wobble?
Yep.
Did you see the one I posted? Now, Mark originally posted it on YouTube and Facebook, and then I reposted it because we were getting more calls about similar things. So I reposted the original one where the guy's driving along and he's on the phone with the dealership, and the dealership is telling him it's normal. You can't go over 60 miles an hour.
Yeah, I've seen that one.
Now,
That's absurd.
When does yours start, the wobble?
Mine starts right at 60, but it'll happen at any time.
What I want to know is, why is this happening?
Well, the only I've just been driving it alone on the expressway, and it just starts right there. You never know when it's going to happen.
Okay,
They put it.
Why do some trucks never get it?
28,000 miles. They put a ball joint on the truck. Said that was the problem.
Why do some trucks never get it?
I have no idea, man.
There are some Ford trucks that never, ever experience it, and then there are some that experience it all the time. What is the difference between the trucks? That is the part that just astounds me.
That one in that video, the dealer, I think it was AutoNation at the time, but they said because he had a snowplow on the front, not while the actual snowplow is on, but the thing that holds the snowplow.
Yeah, but it happens. You don't have a snowplow, right, Tom?
No, I'm in Alabama. I'd have no use for one.
Yeah, and so this guy's in Alabama. Do you have a four-wheel drive?
Yes.
Why do you have a four-wheel drive in Bama?
Because I go off-road to hunt.
Okay. Listen, I want to look into this. Ford's got to be doing something about it. Does anyone know if Ford's doing anything about it? What are some of our responses, Mark, on that video? Do they say that they are working on it?
Oh, no, man. There's like 10 million people that viewed that. Tons of comments and stuff, but nothing from Ford. They just deny it.
Ford looks at it as they do not have a problem.
You know what? Before the advent of the Internet, now this is where social media really works, and reviews and all that, because do you remember those days you would call someone, whether it be a computer, whether it be an appliance?
First time we ever heard that.
Well, we've never heard that before. They want to make you feel like you're alone and you're the only one with this problem. Don't worry, we'll get you something fixed. And then all of a sudden people started writing about their experiences, and then it happens. Boom. All hell breaks loose, and you say, wait a minute, I know there are millions of people with this problem. So, Tom, here's what I'm going to do, just because you called. I'm serious. I think it's about time that we actually put someone on this, and we don't stop until we get a comment from Ford. I mean, this is getting too much. It really is. And it's not a dealer problem. The dealers don't do this. Now, what does your dealer tell you?
Okay, my dealer, I just called, I just took it up there when I had it done.
Yeah.
He said, I've never heard of the problem, this problem.
Oh, come on.
I said, really? You know, go on the internet. It's unbelievable.
Now, I'm shocked that your dealer said that.
Right.
Well, maybe there aren't that many in Alabama. No. What's the weather like today?
In Alabama, it's almost 72 degrees.
72.
Right.
And what's the coldest you get?
It'd be right around about 28, 29.
No, really?
Yeah.
How often do you get below freezing?
Not many days.
All right, hold on. We got a comment here from Richard. Richard, go ahead. What's your comment on the death wobble?
Yeah, Tom. I mean, some of these trucks have coil springs like the F-150s. I'm thinking the F-250 has leaf springs, and that would make it very unusual to have death wobble. So that may be something to do with it.
Well, hold on. But both of them get the death wobble, the one with the coil and the one with the leaf.
Yeah, if it's an F-250, I think those are leaf spring trucks.
Are you saying it's unusual for leaf springs to get it?
I think so, yes.
All right, well, we'll check it out. Tom, let's get your number and get you, and we'll call you as well as other people. We'll update you on the air. We'll pursue this with Ford. They got to have a comment on this. They have to be working on something.
Get us a video of it, too.
Yeah, Tom, try to get us a video. That works. That really helps. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Speaking of trucks and vehicles, Budget A1 Transmission and Auto Repair, they've been a sponsor for so many years. And you want to talk about media with a purpose. How about spreading this word? Budget A1 will give you a transmission estimate by removing your transmission, laying out the parts, and showing you exactly what's wrong, free of charge. Now, obviously, you have to suspect something, right? There's got to be some symptoms. And if they suspect it's in the transmission, they will remove the transmission, and they will spread it out and show you all the problems and give you an exact estimate free of charge. Listen to this, no risk. If you decide to take it somewhere else to get it fixed after you find this out, they're still not going to charge you. In fact, if you decide not to get it fixed and just junk the car, go ahead. No charge. Call for details. Budget A1 Transmission and Auto Repair on South Santa Fe, just south of Dartmouth, 303-781-9858.
This report is sponsored by Woodleys Fine Furniture.
Now, the highway Super Duty.
Which one? The original?
The original.
It was a 250.
Yeah.
I think they're all 250s, really.
Does it happen on all two-wheel drive and four-wheel drive?
It doesn't happen on all anything. That's the problem.
That is the problem.
Are there 250s without four-wheel drive?
Yeah, they're always.
Oh, okay.
I would assume, yeah.
They're just automatic. They're big trucks.
So weird.
What are you looking for here?
Where I grew up, I don't know what made me think of it, but I don't. I'm not recognizing it.
I seen the tear come down.
So weird.
It doesn't. You don't recognize it?
Woodleys Furniture and Design Furniture,
Kind of.
specializing in custom upholstery, solid wood, and the most comfortable
Kind of.
leather furniture imaginable. Proud to sell American-made products.
Tom, what do you know about these
Even
Christian
better,
insurance
you will not
companies like
find better
Medishare?
furniture in
Okay,
Colorado
here's
than
what I
Woodleys.
know. It's a place to pay premiums to say you have insurance and get zero coverage.
Really? So you got history about that?
I got nothing from them.
He did.
Ever. Nothing. Nothing covered. No, absolutely
And
nothing.
so you filed and they said it's not
No,
covered.
it's just you don't meet the deductible to begin with. So that's number one.
But
And then
even so.
So I have never, ever gotten covered for anything. Ever. And I had Medishare. I'm not saying they're bad. I'm just saying you don't get covered. I mean, once you meet the deductible,
But that's just like other insurance. You got to be.
That's true. Well, you know what? Not really, because you get wellness care and certain things. Certain things are co-pays. There are certain things that are co-pays.
Yeah, and they don't pay anything until you
Zero.
meet that.
Nothing. Zip. And then once you get something, I can't honestly tell you Who? You know, because I never had.
Bryant fixed the...
But I always
Well, that
joke.
it saved
I always
the
joke.
blood sugar
It's a great
loose
place
with
to
his
go
face.
for no coverage.
I guess I believe that.
Did you put your car on blinker?
I know.
We have it on blinker. Yeah.
Are you blinking?
We're blinking. We got it for sale. I got Miles' car for sale on blinker.
And the price is?
$10,900.
I went exactly what it said on blinker.
They let you do that piece of crap on there that was major damage and all that.
If you have a job or a small business,
Now that's our other car.
if you need to make
That's the one they were trying.
it's not going to
That's one we ended up keeping.
No matter how fast you pedal, it's simply not going to win the race.
Okay, so that's not it. It's right next door to here.
Advanced degree often
This
becomes
Who's the guy that was here just looking for a car and stuff? You said you wouldn't sell it for that.
helping people create
Yeah.
their next revenue
The
model.
guy that asked you, you hadn't put it on blinker as of yet.
As a can't miss
This last week and stuff.
Could your
So he
household
was
or
looking for
business
a
use
car.
an additional revenue model that doesn't solely depend on you? If so, you need to check out IncomeStore.com. That's IncomeStore.com.
I love the art of granite because they're big and small. What I mean by big and small, they are big when it comes to what they do. They are a direct importer of granite.
It's an importer-exporter.
They can get you any granite you want on Mitch's wholesale account.
It is an importer-exporter.
Let's mark it up so you can go anywhere. Also,
This is it, man. That's right.
See, Tom Super Dave Osborne died?
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
How old did he die?
75.
You know, natural. Yeah. I remember some of his crazy. I mean,
He was on Letterman all the
but he
time.
never really did anything.
No, but he did act on, what was the Larry David show, Curb Your Enthusiasm.
What did he do on there?
He was another Jew.
Was he playing himself?
A Jewish guy, he was, and he was just...
Like, did he play Super David?
No. Just regular
But
guy.
he really never did anything, actually, right? It was all like,
Made up.
yeah.
He always got blew up or something.
Right. Always got hurt.
But he came back the next week.
They can give you an application process. We go through it line by line, and that really allows us to do an effective job
I
of making
wonder
sure we're
who-
doing what's in your best interest.
I wonder how he
Call
thought
and
of
his
it.
team at 303-867-7000.
Oh, Bonnie Shields was looking for a car for her son, remember?
Oh, Bonnie's actually looking at one.
All of your home loan questions.
She,
lender regulated by DORA and MLS.
She's got all that. I sent her the link to the blinker.
Conditions, call 844.
That blinker's pretty cool, man. It really is.
It just took me a while to get but the second time you put it on there, it just came very quick. And they're very good when you go to sell it and stuff about keeping you informed. They really, really are.
They're really good at what?
Keeping you informed. If they're waiting on you, whatever, says, hey, did you have an issue with this and stuff.
It was so stupid. The wrecking ball, when he was hit by a wrecking ball.
Tom Martino here. Don't forget, health insurance information at 303-771-HELP, 771-4357. And if you want to buy health insurance, they can help you. You don't pay. You actually save money using them. You don't pay extra. They can help you sort through all of the crap, okay? And that's Integra Insurance sponsoring this at 303-771-HELP. And speaking of health, Bright Light Chiropractic and Dr. Mike Hederscheit has had such a wonderful result with our audience. So many people are going to him and being cured of back pain and stiffness and all kinds of problems. And unlike a lot of these people in the chiropractic business, unlike them, Dr. Mike Hederscheit actually does adjustments, and he actually works on your spine, as opposed to some of these other guys getting into all the crazy stuff outside of chiropractic. He is a chiropractor for sure. Someone you can trust, someone that's great if you're new to chiropractic. BrightLightDenver.com. You can make your own appointment right there. BrightLightDenver.com. 720-583-4506. BrightLightDenver.com. All right, we have a comment from Russell on this death wobble. This is something that just stuns us when you find out there are so many of them and Ford does not acknowledge it. It's just so frustrating. And one of the reasons that they don't acknowledge it is they say, well, you know, not all of them have problems, but why do some of them have exactly the same problem? Russell, what do you have to say about that?
Hey, I'm a first-time caller.
Yes, sir.
Listening to you over the years.
Well, thank you for listening.
Hey, I appreciate it. Hey, I had an 08 and a 2015. My 08 never had a problem with it. Now, Ford hasn't used leaf springs on the 250, 350s for probably over 10 years. They all have coil spring front ends and leaf spring rear ends. So the previous caller was not quite correct on that.
So
just to let you know on that.
They all have leaf springs.
They all have leaf springs in the rear, coil springs in the front. They haven't used leaf spring fronts for probably over 10 years.
So the rattle is coming from the front.
Yeah, it's coming from the front. It typically starts when you hit, like, say, an expansion bump or something like that on the highway. That mine would do it at 40 miles an hour or 100 miles an hour. It really didn't matter. The problem is very poor tolerances in the ball joint from the factory brand new. My 2015, for example, had under 25,000 miles on it because I just use it to pull my boat. And that's about it. So it started the death wobble at about 17,000. It started having a few things, and they said, oh, you know, just keep an eye on it. 25,000, it was a little worse. They said, well, you know, keep an eye on it. We'll check it at 28,000. The thing was wanting to go off the road, literally.
So how did you finally get it fixed?
So here's what happened. I was using Groove Forge where I bought it. They wouldn't acknowledge it was a problem, of course. Anyhow, they made me basically wait till my 3-year warranty was expired. Then they wouldn't cover it. So it wound up being $3,000. I had to replace the steering gear, all the tie rods, all the ball joints, the pitman arm, basically the entire front end.
And did you do it with aftermarket? Did you do it with aftermarket parts?
No, I used OEM parts, and this is important. You need to make sure if your dealer or whoever is stonewalling you to call Ford customer service, because even if you're out of warranty, which even though I was well 10,000 under my warranty, I was out on my 3-year. And I also had a 100,000 mile warranty they wouldn't honor, believe it or not.
So you never got it. You never got it covered.
I got $2,000 of it covered through Ford. Ford customer service that's local in Denver. It's a woman that does it. She's the rep.
Yeah, but here's what I don't understand, Russell. To make a long story short, here, if it happened before and you put the same parts back on it, why did it stop it?
Well, I don't know if it stopped it permanently. I got rid of that sucker.
Oh, okay.
I ordered a brand new truck and started over. But
did you order a brand new Ford?
I did because I've been a Ford guy. My 08 didn't have the problem, but I know friends that own four-wheel drive shops, one in Aurora and one in Longmont, among others, and they tell me from the factory those things are already basically out of normal tolerances that people would use in the aftermarket.
All right, now, Rachel, you're talking about something that I've discovered the hard way. Please hang on and we'll get to you, as well as James. I'm Tom Martino with a lot more show coming up. Looking for auto...
Let's talk about Sheridan Auto Tech.
There's a lot of videos about the death wall.
But there's a lot of fixes, too, that people say, and didn't Clint say that
scary.
That there's like a $400 fix or something to it?
Everybody's got an answer to it. It's crazy, man.
I know it is. It's
crazy. I can't even stand the topic because those guys are fucking nuts. They just like, he's a perfect example. Here's a guy that bought a Ford, it had a death wobble, they never fixed it, and he buys another fucking Ford. For the life of me, I don't even know what to say.
Because they're a Ford guy.
Because they're Ford guys. Isn't that weird? I got so lost in the comments on that one video. That thing hit 10 million people, man. I couldn't even look at them anymore.
Then somewhere along the stream, this happened, and I don't know what.
What do you mean?
Somewhere along the stream, on that one on YouTube, and the one I just reposted on Facebook, somewhere along the line, people just started dropping names. I have no idea. There's a comment or something that must prompt it. But
what do you mean dropping names?
Like Julio Mendez or John Smith or Howard. I mean, it's like people just start, and no other comment, which means they're commenting on something, But it happened on both streams, and out of nowhere, people start putting names down. So maybe someone says, I have a great mechanic, so-and-so fixed it. And then maybe another one just said, well, I have one, his name is so-and-so. And then people just replied to that saying, you know, this guy or that guy.
It's crazy.
If you look at the comments, somewhere along the line, there's a branch of comments that goes out just naming names.
I know, man.
But they both did it, which just...
That was the craziest post I've ever done in my life. I have never seen anything like it.
Yeah, when that happens, it sends you into a tizzy trying to figure out why to do it again.
It's so organic, too. And then the one without the audio, which you would think would be the best, the one without the audio actually did the best compared to the one with the audio. I think the one with the audio only did like 1 million. The one without did like 10 million. I mean, explain that.
Hey Tom, you remember the lady called in about can stem cells help her lungs? I can't remember the disease. She's asking, she said, I don't remember this, and see if your research uncovered any helpful information.
Yeah, because I was going to look into it for her.
Do you want me to forward this to you?
Or she can come on the air.
I thought we talked to...
I think it would be a good outbounder.
I thought we had one of those on the air.
I thought we did too.
And they said, we did. We had one of their experts on, and he said...
That's what I thought and stuff. He said...
it wasn't Centeno or Schultz, it was the other doctor there. And they were going to go over there and get an evaluation or something like that.
And I thought it basically said no. But they couldn't really guarantee this would help. What was her disease? OPD or something?
She was getting okey-doke, though.
Yes.
They were
down in Phoenix,
saying
Arizona.
Everything. It fixes everything. No problem. It'll fix that too.
Consult www.medicare.gov. Other pharmacies are available on our network.
And now, the worst commercial.
God, this is so
embarrassing.
I was trying to figure out
So I know a thing or two about insuring a landscaping business.
if that Carvel's ice cream. I'm just so lost. I found the house I should, but then I just don't remember. The Boy Scout Council was right down the road from us.
Whereas commercial auto and business
It's no longer Boy Scouts.
It is on their
Scouts.
It's on their sign. It says Boy Scouts, but I know what you mean.
I think they lost a lot of people
Over what?
This report is
taking
sponsored by
on Girl
P3
Scouts,
Portable
and
Protein
they pissed
the
off the
most
Girl
interesting way
Scouts.
to get your protein.
I don't think they really do that, do they?
54.
Apparently.
Clear with a low of 25.
I always-
Tomorrow
some
showing
of
a
those
high in the
stories I
50s.
always
Wednesday partly sunny and a high in the mid-50s.
You're almost through the day. Make it to the finish line with P3 Portable Protein Pack.
Yeah, I had a Dodge truck
nuts,
that the
it's high in
tranny went out
Perfect for
1,000 miles after
What's
the
a more
warranty
interesting
expired,
way to get your
80,000
protein
miles.
with P3.
And they wouldn't, you know, I got nothing, I will never buy another Dodge.
Oh,
I have it 20 years ago.
$39.
I don't get why they just keep buying the same day.
The first Hyundai I bought was a Santa Fe. Actually, it was the second Hyundai I bought. And it was caught up in that horsepower issue. They said it had like 210 horse, and they lied and only had like 180. But they gave me, I think, $2,000.
That
helps. I can never tell. Now, if you pull the boat or something, though, man, that could be an issue.
Probably better
more than
gas line.
30 years, and I can tell you he's dedicated to making this the best company, the best value anywhere, and I can attest to it. So if you're having a problem, don't overpay.
What was your
They'll tell you
what was
what's
the
up,
farm
and then give you a
address?
price up front and
Mine?
even
Yeah.
waive the $39 if you have
Rural
the
Route 1,
necessary
Borat,
repairs
Minnesota.
on 720-526-3939 or
One.
fixmyhome.com.
Where?
Borup, Minnesota.
How do you spell that?
B-O-R-U-P.
B-U-R.
O. See, they
B-O-U.
B-O-R-U-P. But
What kind of stupid name is that?
it was named after Earl of Borup.
Okay.
So, social media.
No, the reason it's not going to say anything, all you had to do was put that.
Rural Route 1.
Because then they knew everybody where everybody lived.
Yeah, but you tell me you don't have a real address?
Back then we didn't.
Well, what is it now? I don't know. You're killing me. I want to see your. I want to see the farm. I want to see your farm, Dad. I want to see if there's.
Got to go by your name, right? We're on your name, so I got it. Right. Tell my wife.
Man, you really did grow up on a fucking farm.
Yeah.
When people called you, did they call the operator and go, Bensonhurst 521 or
Roar? The party line. They had party lines back when I was a kid.
Yeah, my actually, it's funny you say that. My aunt and uncle had a party line, and it was about 10 years ago they had it still in upstate New York.
If it was like 2 long rings and a short,
you would know who it
yours.
is.
And you could. That's from the
Is
rubber.
this your farm?
No.
You sure?
Yeah.
Did you recognize?
Did you grow up rich or poor?
Me?
He was a farmer.
Never was hungry.
There was no money. They traded goats for mortgages. Rural Rouse One, Bora.
But now they actually have street names everywhere and stuff. You know you're in the farm.
So now you know it's yours.
No,
Tom Martino, the Troubleshooter.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Welcome to the only show of its kind anywhere in the universe. It is. And this hour brought to you by Cam Solar, where you can get a solar system that you buy that immediately, when it's done, pays all your electric bills and never goes up. And once that electric is paid off, that system, the solar system, you don't have an energy bill. Is that too good to be true? It is true. And there's no money out of pocket, and you immediately start saving on your monthly bills because instead of paying Excel or whatever, or IREA, you're paying for your system. To find out if you're a candidate, go camsolar.com/troubleshooter. It's that easy. They have software that can see your lot and predict what it will do. There's no obligation. Go camsolar.com/troubleshooter. This is a consumer show, so we talk about stuff like this, and I hope you understand. I will only recommend services and people that I truly believe in. Now, if I find out differently, I change. You know, I don't just blindly stay with them and then make up excuses for them. That happened when there was stem cell therapy. I had a doctor in the beginning, or the Stem Cell Institute of America, that lied to me about their living stem cells. They flat out lied to me. And I went to management. They respected my opinion. And I said, I'm not going to represent these people. They're lying to people. And then we went out after them. So, you know, this is the real deal. This show is the real deal. We talk about real stuff.
Hey, speaking of that, if you have been taken, if you're listening and been taken by one of these charlatans, these chiropractors, we want your information.
Yeah. Anybody who's been ripped off by stem cells, let us know. Now, one woman that's been texting us back and forth, and I've been giving her a lot of advice, listen to this. Care Credit. She had financed $25,000. Guess what? They forgave the note. They forgave it. She doesn't have to pay it. Now, Stem Cell Institute of America can go after her directly for payment, because when you win a credit card dispute, did you know when you win a credit card dispute, all the credit card company is saying is, we won't enforce the collection via the credit card, or in this case, we won't enforce the collection via the loan. However, Stem Cell Institute of America may try to go after her, and I hope they do, because that will get this into court. Can you imagine? Her defense will be, you lied to me and I never got anything of value. And then we'll get, what's that doctor's name? Dr. Dean Liar Jones? Dr. Gene Jones? But he's not the only liar. I mean, you got a lot of them. You got Dr. Ryan Helms in Castle Rock lying to people, and he's saying mine's different because of umbilical cord. If you have a chiropractor and they are shipping in amniotic fluid or umbilical cord blood or anything of the sort, they're lying to you. So what do you call people who lie? Liars. James has a pressing issue I have to get right to. James is a landlord, right? And he wants to know about evicting somebody. James, what's happening in your life? By the way, this show, if you're just tuning in, folks, you're going to love it. It's about everyday life. Go ahead, James.
Oh, I just got a deadbeat renter I want to get rid of.
Okay.
I could go to a lawyer. I just want your take on it.
And you should. And I'll tell you, I used to think what I called the eviction process was not entirely accurate because I left out a part. But it is a process. The point I'm making is it is a process. You give a 3-day notice, and then they normally ignore it, which means to leave or pay or whatever, or just to leave. And then after that, you go to court and get a hearing. And then when you get a hearing, then what it is usually that they don't show up. But if they do, they win or lose, right? Then after the hearing, you're given an order of eviction. Not then, but you have to wait, I believe, 24 hours. And then you're given an order to evict where you can give that to the sheriff's department. What, Mark, are you saying what?
Well, no, remember that one guy called up?
No, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You have to wait after the order.
You got to wait.
Yeah, and I used to say you go to court and you get an order to evict, you evict them. But you technically have to wait. But here's the point. It doesn't matter. There's a process, and I'm not trying to tell you how to do it alone. The point I'm making is it's too complicated, in my opinion, to do it on your own.
Right.
And here's the good part. The legal fees are added to the bill. Well, it's the good part if you think you'll ever collect. But, you know, the point is that most people never collect anyway.
No, I'm not going to collect.
You know, one guy asked me one time, Tom, tell me something. If I know the guy's a deadbeat, and the guy doesn't have any money.
That's right.
And he's a jerk, why can't I just throw him out and just lock the door? You know, a lot of people think that way. Now listen, let's say you did that. This person could go to any attorney, almost any attorney, and tell them that story and get represented free and sue the hell out of you for it if you're not following proper procedure.
Yeah.
So it's not a good idea because a lot of people get tempted when they're dealing with deadbeats to do things the shortcut way because, you know, hey, they screwed me, I'm going to screw them. But here's what's really amazing. It's the crooks find representation before good guys do. Because good guys have to pay up front or give a retainer. And bad guys, if the bad guys are getting screwed, an attorney looks at it and says, you know what? He's getting screwed by a good guy. I'll get the money from the good guy. It's just crazy the way our justice system works when it comes to suing. The biggest deadbeat in the world can get an attorney to represent them. I know. I've been sued by him. Now, I win, and I get attorney's fees, but what good does that do me? You know, I get attorney's fees from a guy who doesn't have a pot to piss in. And so don't ever take a shortcut, James. And, oh, do you need a referral? Who do we send him to for this? Can John Davis do these? He's a good old faithful attorney, but he does other litigation. Who do we have now that does tenant-landlord law that can help him evict someone? No. We had somebody who went and started handling. He's a landlord, so I think it'll be easy for him to find an attorney as a landlord. Do we have any general? I think whatchamacallit would do it.
Siglian.
Yeah, he's not on the list anymore, right? Because he stopped representing consumers and started representing landlords. So he might just be the guy you want, because he is representing landlords. So you can give him that. But I was talking about the guy on our list. Is it Mark?
Kranak?
Yeah. Mark Kranak, I think, would do it for him.
Yeah, that's probably a good option, actually.
Yeah, Mark Kranak on our referral list. Suzanne will help you with both. Russell's got a comment, or I believe, did he make his comment on that death wobble? Go ahead, Russell. I think he was on already. Russell? Okay, Suzanne, I believe that Russell's gone. Rachel, now, you bring up a topic that I just discovered the other day on my wife's car when she got a flat. And do you have a new car, Rachel?
Me, no. I was in a rental vehicle, but I do currently have a new car, yes.
Does your new car have a spare?
Yes.
Wait, it does? What kind of used car is it?
No, I have a new car.
No, I mean, excuse me. What kind of new car is it? Sorry.
2015 Jeep Grand Cherokee.
Okay, so when you bought it new in 2015, it had a spare. Do you know a lot? I shouldn't say most. A lot of cars. You know what the trend is? No spares. Did you know that, Mark? No spare.
On the smaller cars, for sure. And
No,
a lot of times,
I'm talking about not even the little donut anymore.
Yeah, but a lot of them come with, and I would bet Stephanie's did, it comes with free roadside assistance. So what's the purpose?
Or
a compressor.
Run flat.
Oh, that's right.
So if you have a flat tire, your sensor says you don't have any pressure, but these crazy tires are made to run flat without harming them. Now, there's a certain mileage limit. They're called run flats, and then they fix it, unless it's in a place where it can't be fixed, but then you change it, or get it fixed, I mean. Rachel, what is your issue right now? What can I do for you?
Yes, I would like to tell my story so no one runs into any issues that I went through.
We love hearing that. This is what we love, learning by experience. Go ahead.
I was on a business trip, made it to Houston, had a rental car. Everything was fine. Friday night, I got a blowout, complete blowout. Just not a little air was, seeping out of the tire. Complete blowout. Hit the median. Scratched the wheel. No damage to the body. I didn't hit anyone in front of me. No one rear-ended me. I was able to pull over into an abandoned gas station. And my husband used to be in the tire business, so he taught me how to change a spare tire. Was ready to do so, checked the car, inspected it, make sure everything was fine, went to go check for the spare tire. There was none. No spare tire, no donut, no nothing. I called the rental car company. They never answered their phone, ever. I called over 3 times. I called the 1-800 number on my rental car contract. She answered. She tried putting me through to the Houston branch. She couldn't get through. I then asked her for her advice.
Well, my God, this is a nightmare. So how did it end up?
I'm still fighting with them because I called emergency roadside assistance, which this was late at night. So there were no repair shops open. I couldn't take it anywhere. I couldn't even drive it. It was driving on the wheel. Tow truck came. I was by myself. He took it to storage because he's not liable to drop it off at any repair shop or rental car place.
This is all for a flat.
All for a flat, yes. He was kind enough to take me to my hotel room. Thank goodness.
How did you get a flat, by the way?
I do not know. I was driving in the left-hand lane.
Now, tell me something, Rachel. Hold on one sec. I heard your nightmare. I want to know what you think could have been done better and how. Tell me what you expected. Really. And JR has a comment on eviction. If you can hang on, JR. 303-713-TALK. Art of Granite. You looking for countertops, cabinets, a renewal in your kitchen? Well, Art of Granite can do this part for you. They can do the countertops and cabinets, and you'll love the way they do business, and I'll tell you why. Mitch Floria does not charge anything above wholesale for the materials, except cabinets, a small markup from the manufacturer. But when it comes to stone, he's a direct stone importer, and he charges wholesale. He only charges for fabrication and installation, so guess what you get? A price on the phone. He doesn't have to sit down and talk you into it. You'll never get that at Granite Depot and those schlock places. They literally lie to you about how much you save. You're always saving 80 and 90%. It's a bunch of crap. Here's what I want to tell you. Art of Granite is the real deal. You call him, he'll give you a price, and you're going to be shocked by how great that price is. That's right. And then you decide to do business with him, you'll love him. You can go out to Golden to his beautiful showroom and pick the custom edges and the materials, and that price will be right in the ballpark. 303-386-5919. 386-5919. artofgranite.net.
So this lady with the car rental, there's a lot more to it. They're trying to charge her like $1,400, and actually she said that, hey, she stole the car.
What did she do to the car?
Well, they took it somewhere and stuff, and then she had to go.
Well, she said the rim was screwed up.
Okay, tell me what happened, the flat, and then...
It was from her email. I never talked to her.
No, go ahead.
So she had had the flat. There's no place to call. There's no rider in there. So she had to call her car emergency service, and they came and got her. And I'm not sure where they dropped it off, but it sat there, and they didn't go get it. And so after a couple of weeks, they were in charge of like
Okay, so she told them, but they didn't go get it.
Right.
Do they have a responsibility?
Why would they have a responsibility? Can you imagine if I just dropped my Enterprise rent-a-car back
It's not
anywhere?
her fault.
Yeah, what do you do when you have something like that? Wouldn't you have a emergency?
What do you mean? It's whose fault is it then?
Well, like I said, what do you do if if there's no spare tire or whatever? Shouldn't they have an emergency number to call? Like, say the car broke down, what do?
You call.
But there was no one to call. Nobody would answer or anything.
What do you want
Can
to
use
do?
the bathroom.
Yep,
You know where it
pass,
is? Right past the elevators.
On your right.
You want to see how small my town was? That's how big it was.
That's the whole town. Where's your house?
No, I haven't lived about 5 miles away from there.
Let me see your downtown. That's downtown.
This is downtown.
Go downtown.
Beautiful downtown.
Just remember,
Catskill, New York.
Has never been more true to
Well, that's
me.
big, bro.
Bullshit.
Well, it's bigger than that. That's 113 people.
And Icon Eye Care made me a believer. You see, I was
I've heard of Catskill, New York.
No, you heard of the Catskills.
You've heard of the mountains.
Oh, really?
Extraordinary procedure at Icon. A clear lens replacement.
About
There was a restaurant out there called the Black Bear Restaurant. It had a big bear out front that would talk to
And
you.
get this, they're crystal clear and allow me to see near.
Hell, you got 11,000 people.
Not now.
Yeah, now
not
we do.
ever.
We're
And
talking about
they're
when I was
made
growing
from
up.
advanced
Now.
silicone. I'll never get
But look at
cataracts.
this town.
And they'll never lose focus. Magic?
Oh,
No.
really? Yeah.
Star Trek? No. Icon?
What's the big
Look at
campgrounds up around
Icon's
there?
clear lens replacement.
What's the
And
big
you'll
lake
see
up
the
there?
world in a whole
Tons of them,
new
but
light.
you're talking about the Great
I feel
Lakes,
like
but
I'm 30 again.
Lake
No,
Champlain.
720-283-2020.
You're right by the Hudson River.
Well, do you want to go to Lake Taconic, Lake, North Lake? Yeah, you're right, there's so many lakes.
Homeownership has gotten a lot more affordable.
I can't think of where my
more than
grandparents
ever.
were.
If you consider that loan limits have increased to
So
You
it's
really
pretty
can't
big.
see, you can't see the charm. Look at some of the photos.
Oh,
Look at the
old
charm.
time.
Look at that. Isn't that cute?
mortgage process.
That's the
Yeah,
little.
no, I like old time,
You know,
like
there's
that
a
flat
little
hill,
town.
flat road.
Does that give you a look? That's the arrows.
They've got you covered. They have access to every kind of loan in the
It's
industry.
very scenic.
Did people used to boat on the river and stuff, like
still
the
do.
water skiing?
Marinas.
Require no money down.
Is that a big deal there?
Money down. With American financing, there's no commission involved, so your
But look at
financial
these
goals
little
are
Geez, how
houses.
old are most of these houses?
Well, they're rebuilt, but they're old. You know what I'm saying? They're renewing.
upfront fees, unlike
Like this
some
town,
lenders
look at
who
all the
charge
flat,
$500
all,
to
everything's flat.
qualify. So get started today while inventory is up and rates are
Look how
low.
beautiful.
Call
That's not-
303-695-4000,
that's you.
303-695-4000,
Out there, was he surfing? What was he doing?
online at
No, on a rock.
americanfinancing.net.
NMLS 18233.
I love that wall. This is the wall they should be building.
The message that I want to
I love brick buildings too.
is not go
I mean,
sign up.
I took Stephanie there.
Here's the Raleigh House.
Did she like it? Oh, God, she was crazy about it. She said, oh, this is so cute. We went downtown. And
Where'd you grow up there? Was it like an apartment or what?
Look at 41 William Street.
What's out there?
Catskill, New York. That's weird. Can I look at my house?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
No, 41 William Street, Catskill, New York.
Confidential. They'll
There it is.
industry about
Look at the
how
house.
to coach an addict, about how much
That is the house I was born in.
Which one?
This.
options. They'll also
We didn't have the carport.
how to look for telltale signs.
And look, so
Yeah,
up
white
the
picket
street,
fence.
now you go up the street was my school. You go up that hill, and on the right was a school.
Yeah, there's a
Right
bus.
there. That
I
was
see
my
the bus.
school. That's how close I live.
Oh, it's a church now, look.
I don't know what it is. It's some kind of. That was my school. My dog would walk up the hill and
Yeah, it says early childhood learning.
Yeah, but it's not St.
Okay,
Patrick's.
you guys look much better than your neighbor. Your neighbor was, look at, your house was twice as big as this guy.
And then the house next to him on the other side is huge.
Yeah. Who's at the jump? That was the
That
Williams.
was a rich old man.
I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Weekdays in Denver on 630 KHW, and then you can go on the internet to find out where else we are around the country, and also live on iHeart, live on YouTube, live on Facebook. JR has a comment on the evictions. And by the way, don't forget our call-in, 303-771-HELP, 771-4357, and that is to get information on health insurance. So what's going on, JR?
Hey, Tom, you guys know me up there. I'm down here in the Springs. I run a maintenance and repair business, plus I own homes myself, and I work for the largest property management company here in the Springs.
Okay.
I've been through a ton of evictions, and I'm just trying to help the caller that just called. is such a hassle. I mean, you're going to spend between $500 and $1,000 on an eviction, and it takes forever by the time you file for the eviction. They serve the writ and then go through the court process. My gosh, it's such a hassle. Sometimes it's better trying to negotiate with that resident to try to get them out so they don't destroy your property.
I even heard some landlords, what a slap in the face, some landlords who've already been ripped off by these renters not paying. They pay the renter to get them out.
Yeah, it's bad, Tom. It really is. The process is really bad. Some renters will be in there for 3 or 4 months by the time you get them through the process. I just thought I'd call in and give you that little tidbit of information.
Well, thank you very much. It's terrible. Now, Rachel, back with you. Okay, so Rachel, now, we were talking about no spare tire in a rental, and, you know, you left the car off somewhere. Did you let them know the car was there?
No, I had the car. I called emergency roadside assistance. The tow truck came and took it to their storage.
Oh, wait. So the rentals company took it?
No, because the rental car never answered their phone. I had to call my own car insurance for my own emergency roadside.
And your emergency roadside took it where?
They took it to their storage facility because the tow truck company is not liable to drop it off at a repair shop.
No, I understand that. So they took it to their place, but then did you just leave it at that, or did you ever end the contract? Did you ever go to the place and say, or call them and say the car is here?
Yes, first thing Saturday morning, and I've been fighting with them.
All right, so first thing Saturday morning, you said the car was towed because there was no spare, and this is where it is.
Correct.
And what did they tell you to do?
They told me over and over I did not follow procedure, and I was like, where? What procedure? You didn't.
What is the procedure? I'd like to know.
You didn't answer your phone. The 1-800 number didn't answer their phone. They let that car sit there for over 2 weeks in storage, and now I'm liable for it, and I have a $1,200 bill.
Well, come on. They're trying to get you to pay $1,200 because it sat there?
Yes.
And
because all they had to do, they knew where it was. Did not withhold any information. They knew where it was. I told them they're the owners. They had to have proof of ownership, bill of sale, whatever. Go take that with you to go get your car out of storage.
Well,
I can't be the first person
But
to
Rachel,
do this.
they finally did get it, right?
Yes, they did get it.
What's the name of this place?
The rental car is Easy, as in the letters, Easy Rent-A-Car.
So, but hold up. She gets a flat tire. She hits something. You said there was a little damage to the rim, right? Something like that?
Yes.
Then she has it towed somewhere, and then they charge storage.
But what else? Now, what else can she do if there's no other? They don't have a number or anything to do. What
I have no idea.
Right. What do I do? And so I'm fighting with them on this, and
I bet she's going to end up paying it.
Why, though? I mean, if she told them on Saturday, this is where your car is, okay, pay a couple days. But why should she pay for 2 weeks?
Right, exactly.
I can't see any judge making you pay for 2 weeks. What is their excuse for letting it sit there for 2 weeks?
They really don't have one. Not one company called me and said, I'm sorry about this inconvenience. What can we do to win your business back? They're basically like, too bad, so sad.
Wait a minute. They want to win your business back, but first they want you to pay $1,200.
Yes.
But what is normal procedure? What is the procedure you should have followed? That's the part that I'm missing.
They couldn't tell me that.
It's all going to be in the rental. It's going to be in the rental agreement. I mean, what does the rental agreement say?
Did you ever ask them, what was I supposed to do? Did you ever ask them that?
Right, and they could never answer that question. I'm like, well, why didn't you guys answer your phone? And they never.
No, that's not the part I want to know. They said you did not follow procedure.
Right, but what procedure? They said I'm liable for on the rental contract. It says I'm liable for damages to any part of it. Fine, I'll pay for the tire and I'll pay for the wheel. But there's nothing in the contract that says, no spare tire.
See, that's the part. Listen, you should pay for the damage. You are responsible, or your insurance should pay. But you shouldn't pay for 2 weeks while it sat there. Now, if it took 2 weeks to fix, that's a different story. But it didn't. It's a tire. So this is the part that I'm confused about.
Why didn't you just have the shop fix the tire?
Because I'm not the owner of the vehicle, the owner was in charge of doing everything.
No,
I was
really,
just the
Mark,
renter.
they won't. You can't authorize work on a rental car.
Right.
You can't.
No, I can't. My insurance can't. No one can't. Only the owner of the vehicle.
I'll bet you any shop on our list, if you ask them, if somebody comes in with a rental car, they will not fix it.
Nope,
A flat tire.
No.
Well, I'm not talking about a flat tire. A flat tire, I don't think, is a big problem.
But this is a blowout.
Well, then a new tire. I don't know. I don't know how. I don't know what she was supposed to do.
I don't know either. Let's call them. Let's just call them. Let's call Easy Car Rental. Do you have a contact there?
I do have a contact. Funny thing, the Houston branch, I kept calling over and over again. They told me that the manager I was worked with no longer works there, and they closed the Houston branch as of December 31st.
Well, I doubt it was over your case. I mean, I doubt it goes that far. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Dan, can you make a quick call? All right.
What would you have done?
Okay. I get a blowout.
Yeah, you're in a, whatever, you're in some rental car, you get a blowout, now what?
I would have it towed to one of the easy places, to their lot. And then I'd have it dropped.
Dan just said that's what she did. She didn't do that.
No.
Not Easy's. It was a whole different place, right?
Their insurance took it to their impound.
Yeah.
Rachel, how far away was an Easy place, a lot for Easy?
Probably less than 30 miles.
So, to have it towed there would have cost a lot of money.
Right.
But would your insurance have covered that?
Probably, but because
I would have, this is what I would have done. I would have had it towed back to Easy. And I would have...
The tow truck driver couldn't do that because the place of business was not open. He couldn't leave it in a parking lot where they didn't own it, if that makes sense. If they're not open and I'm not going with them.
Then I would have called when I did get some money at the office, and I would have said, where do you want the car towed? I can't drive it right now. Where do you want it towed? See, I don't know if you asked enough question, Rachel. When you called them Saturday and said, the car had a blowout, it's sitting in an insurance yard, what do you want me to do with it? Did you ask them that?
Yeah.
And what did they? What did they say?
They told me that I was supposed to take care of it and that my insurance would take care of it.
Okay, but how? How take care of it?
By releasing the vehicle back to Easy. And I told them over and over again, I am not the owner of the vehicle. The tow truck will not let me release it, and they will not let my insurance
That's not entirely true. You're the one that had it towed there. Why did they take your authorization to tow it there?
Because of the State Farm insurance, but I'm not the owner of the vehicle.
But Rachel, if you had the authority to have it towed there, and you're asking for it to be released so you can have it towed back to the owner, I don't think your insurance would have said no.
But my insurance couldn't do anything because they said once we released authorization on this, they told me that it would be considered stealing the vehicle. They needed proof of ownership, and my insurance didn't have that. Only the rental car had that.
But why did they do it in the first place?
Why did they tow it in the first place? Because it was an emergency. I couldn't just leave the car in an abandoned gas station.
But why? If you didn't have ownership, why did they agree to do it?
Because it was emergency roadside.
Yeah, but okay. But that doesn't make sense. Once the emergency's over, it's still, you still have authority to get the car to where it needs to go. I mean, why did they bring it to their yard? Because the Easy place was closed, right?
Right.
But they would have brought it there if it was open.
They would have brought it there if the place of business was open.
Okay,
Correct.
So then the next day, I would have gone over to the tow yard and said, okay, Easy is open right now. They just told me I need to bring the car back. And I bet you your company, or you may have had to pay for it, but they would have towed the car back. I have to believe, Rachel, that something is missing from your story. I do. I mean, I'm not saying you're at fault. It was difficult to figure out, but they wanted their car back. I don't know. It's just, and it probably took 2 weeks for them to realize you weren't going to do it.
And ultimately, I think it was her responsibility to get it back there.
And she's saying she couldn't get it back there because she didn't have authority. But I don't think that's true. I think that you could have gotten it back there. We need to get their side of the story. We need to call them. We do need to call them. So hold on. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Joe Lazzara is a criminal defense attorney, and a lot of people are calling him because they did not take our advice. They did not get designated drivers. They didn't have a portable breathalyzer. They just tried to calculate how much they could hold with liquor or with weed and ended up impaired. And now your life is going to be very complicated. Joe Lazzara, you know, he can't get you off when there is a legitimate charge, but maybe sometimes there is a loop. Maybe your rights were violated, or perhaps you're not charged correctly. Or maybe you can work out a plea arrangement. Whatever you do, you got to get through the system, and you need an attorney. If you're hit with a DUI or any crime, Joseph Lazzara, he's not going to preach to you. He will defend you and help you through the system. 303-429-6200. He has excellent representation. Joe Lazzara on my referral list at referrallist.com, 429-6200.
This is Denver Stock Station 630 K-House, an iHeart radio station.
Well, I don't know what we did before. It is so cool.
We had to go to a library. Do you know how long it took to research?
Or open one of those huge maps, man.
Oh, not just maps. I'm talking about research. I was looking up something the other day, and I wanted to know.
It would have taken you a year.
Okay, anything that I want to do. I'm doing the annual on my airplane, right? Anything I need to know. How to do a compression test, how to gap plugs, how to,
everything's there.
How to jack up a particular airplane.
Videos, detailed videos. Professionals do it. It's all I use.
Everything.
I know.
I never run across anything I can't find.
I know, even stuff you don't even think you'll find. It's right there everywhere.
Even the specific year and model of a car. It's that.
I mean, it is so detailed that you think, am I the only one that ran against this? Then you find out there's a ton of people. And the collection of knowledge on the internet, if I had to choose between television and the internet, there would be hands down the internet. I would, you know, television is becoming less and less important. I mean, scheduled broadcast shit, I think all TV will be streaming. All of it.
It's almost that way.
Even the networks. There will not be scheduled network programming. It's too ridiculous. Who gives a shit about prime time? That concept is so archaic. Prime time? Yeah. I got to get home to watch my show.
Except for sports.
Well, sports are live.
That's what I mean, except for that. Or maybe a concert or something, I guess. But even still.
An alternative. Jewel was designed by smokers for smokers.
All of these pre-recorded shows, why do you even have to have a broadcast day?
Jewel is a vapor product that contains nicotine.
People record it,
and you don't need affiliates.
If you're one of the 34 million adults who smoke, know that there is an alternative to cigarettes. Make the switch at Jewel.com.
What I don't get is, like, I watch almost everything on Hulu
This
now.
product contains nicotine.
And as soon as my dish contract's up in March, my dish is gone, so I use Hulu Live. But I pay for no commercials. I don't understand how it's so cheap and there's no commercials. I don't understand how they subsidize.
I have Salisbury holding for line 1. Okay?
I pay, what do we pay for Hulu, $11?
$11.99 or something.
So for $12, I get no commercials.
I have Hulu.
Do you have the no commercials or commercials?
No commercials.
How do they sub for $4 extra dollars? Well, that's $39 a month. I don't have it yet until I get rid of Dish. Then I get all the locals. I get everything. It's like 40, 50, 60 stations. All live. $39 a month. But how do they subsidize the lack of revenue from advertising? I just can't. I can't fathom how they do it.
Who confirms the justice, the Supreme Court? Just the House? No, just the Senate.
Just the Senate, and that's held by the Republicans. So they'd be. I'm telling you, they will go apeshit if she kicks.
Well, they're in there right now saying, please, can you hold on?
Oh, of course they are. And she said she'd never leave right now, but I'm saying this is the first time.
She won't have a choice.
Well, if she's dead, she has no choice.
Not dead, but incapacitated.
I don't know how that works, man. I've always wondered that. How do you think that works? Do the other justices have to, like, vote her out?
And incapacitated.
Yeah, but who brings the action? Is it the other justices? I've thought about that before recently. Who brings the action? I never Googled it, though. I never thought to look it up.
Can an incapacitated Supreme Court justice be removed?
And if so, by who? It would have to be your peers. Well, I think
only one justice has been impeached.
Yeah, I was going to say, I know they can be impeached.
No, it says no mechanism exists for removing a justice who is permanently incapacitated. Yep. They have to
step down,
resign. Well, then that's ridiculous. What if you had?
No, but the founders were really smart when they thought about that, man.
It's like I can't believe they would have missed that one.
Yeah. No, I don't think they missed it. I think they figured that person would step down.
But you know what? Politics is the strongest force.
But if there was a mechanism to get rid of them, what would happen? What would stop the party in control from just getting rid of them then?
No,
with that mechanism,
not to be incapacitated. I mean, that's ridiculous.
Frank Duran, the real estate man, with RE/MAX Alliance.
Or if they suddenly had a stroke and they couldn't step down themselves, and there's no.
That's what I'm saying. I think the other justices would do something.
No, there's no mechanism for that.
That's bizarre.
I always thought it would be the other justices, almost like they vote or something.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. You know,
Bader Ginsburg, she is pretty much incapacitated, at least temporarily, but I was looking into what happens when there is a justice incapacitated, and let's say all of our cronies are saying, oh my God, you can't give up, you can't give up, you can't give up. Or if they have a stroke and they're in a coma, do you realize there is no mechanism for removing them unless they die? There's impeachment, but that's for violation of ethics and law. But there is no mechanism for removing a justice who is senile, incapacitated, in a coma, or so weak that they can't even make it to chambers. So in other words, if a political party was hell-bent on not letting a president confirm someone, or appoint someone, I mean, they could just beg the justice to just not resign. And that justice, or if the justice is in a coma, they don't have to beg them. They're just in a coma. You could literally have 4 justices in a coma.
But if someone was making the legal decisions, let's say their kid was making the legal decisions for them because they're in a coma, couldn't the child then step down?
Resign? Oh.
For them. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
The legal guardian.
I think we need, I mean, I don't know, because this whole thing, and you know, no one, I mean, I should say no one, none of his opponents want him to appoint another justice. How many has he appointed so far? 2 already. 2. And what's the record for a president?
Geez, I don't know.
I bet you it comes close when you talk about 3. 3 is a pretty...
That could be the record. That's a lot of justices.
So right now, Ruth Ginsburg seems to be pretty dang sick. And she's a wonderful woman. Nobody's wishing ill health on her or anything, but what if she is incapacitated and just refuses to resign? There's no way to get rid of her. According to what I'm looking at, there's no mechanism for removing a Supreme Court justice except for impeachment. And impeachment is a violation of law or ethics. Whereas incapacitation is not any... Now, a president can be removed for incapacitation. Isn't that amazing? But not a Supreme Court justice. Death is the only way. Susan wants to try to determine the value of her estate. Susan, what's going on in your life?
Tom, I have 2 scenarios. One, a husband and a wife each have a will. The other is the husband and the wife are co-trustees for a revocable living trust. The husband dies. When do you need to calculate the total value of the husband's estate at the time of death for each of those scenarios?
Okay, first and foremost, let's just take one where they both have a will. Are you saying they both have a separate will or a together will, or it doesn't matter?
It doesn't matter, but I'm assuming they'd each have their own will.
Yep, but let's talk about that, okay? Because this is important. And I don't want to jump ahead. I want to take one question at a time because it's very critical. So, David Salisbury, it's very important to know something. Can a husband and wife each have a will? And if so, what happens if they're at odds?
Well, Tom, I won't do a mutual will. Everybody should have their own individual will.
Okay, so let's say they do, but let's say the husband says that something totally contrary to what the wife wants.
Well, he can do that.
Only with what? Wait, with marital property or with what he owns?
Well, you know, if someone dies and they don't leave their wife a certain percentage, then the wife can petition the court for what's called a spousal share. And let's just make it easy. If you've been married 10 years, your spouse at your death is entitled to 50% of your assets. So you can't...
If you're still married.
Yes, the only party in this state that you cannot disinherit is your spouse in the absence of some kind of prenup or something of that nature.
So what if you were married for 30 years and you get divorced and die a day later?
Well, under Colorado law, if your will says it goes to your spouse and you just divorced, under Colorado law, that spouse, now former spouse, is treated as if he or she died before you.
Okay, gotcha.
So that's the way the will would handle it, and she wouldn't get a dime.
Okay, so in the case, so the first question Susan had, if the husband and wife have separate wills, Susan, and what, one dies?
The husband dies, and now you need to
value the estate.
Yeah, my question is regarding when you have to calculate either, by yourself or hire an appraiser to help you, the dollar value of the husband's estate.
How do you value the husband's estate? He has his own will, and he predeceases his wife.
And when you do that with the will, and when you do that...
Well, I think it's calculated on the day of death, whether you do it after death, but it's retroactively calculated.
Yeah, it's calculated as of the date of death, which is an easy thing to do pretty much easy for real estate. It's real easy for stocks because you know what the value was. You can look it up. But yes, it's the date of death value.
Okay, and then if you have a trust, what happens?
It's the same thing. And the only difference is if you have a trust where it's you and your husband and he dies, he's only treated as owning 50% of what's in that trust. And that means when he dies, only his 50% gets the date of death value that we've been talking about.
Well, I thought the whole idea of a trust was not to be calculated on day of death. I thought you could just leave.
No, that's exactly, Tom, that's exactly what you want to have happen, so that at least you get some step up in your basis for when you end up selling that property in the future. So
I understand. I thought
if it was a trust and it's just your name, Tom, and it's just your assets, then when you die, you get a step up. You get a date of death value for the whole estate.
So in other words, for either one of those scenarios, when one dies, you need to calculate the value of their estate. The trust doesn't buy you time until the second trustee passes?
Well, you do value it as of the date of death. You hopefully have a successor trustee, and that person would continue on based on whatever the trust.
But what if it goes to your spouse? What if you're both on the trust, and first to die, the other one gets it? Do they have to value it on the day of death?
Sure, because, again, 50% of it is going to get a date of death value. So the only way to determine that is, well, again, best example is real estate. You do an appraisal of it.
Okay, but it's calculated to the date of death. Did that answer your question there, Susan?
So with regards to...
Hold on, Susan. I got to take this break because we are running up against the clock.
This report is sponsored by P3 Portable Protein Packs, the more interesting way to get your protein.
One trouble spot on the in-town drive in the metro area. Got a crash eastbound I-70 approaching Peoria, blocking the right lane. Solid backups to I-270. Pack your patience on that stretch. Up in the high country, US 6 is shut down in Clear Creek Canyon between highways 119 and 58 for rockfall mitigation. Also, avalanche reduction as US 6 over Loveland Pass shut down as well. The weather forecast: sunny and very windy today. A high wind advisory along I-25 from Larkspur all the way up to the Wyoming border. A high today of 53. Tonight, mostly clear overnight and a low of 25. Right now, few clouds and 47 in Denver. With your traffic and weather, I'm Pete Wagner, 630 KHOW.
You're almost through the day. Make it to the finish line with P3 Portable Protein Pack. With meat, cheese, and nuts, it's high in protein and perfect for on the go. Grab the more interesting way to get your protein with P3.
Aurora Orthodontics and TMJ. Are you looking for a beautiful smile as an adult and you don't want to spend 60 grand?
Then they get your check information and then send it out again. So they probably, what I'm saying is, they sent a check to this company, and when this company cashed it, they got this company's information.
Plus, I bet you this is also happening. Because they're sending so money out on that company's check, they might have actually drafted and deposited one themselves, and then they could always play the victim part because there's so many of them out there.
Call that company too?
Yeah,
I haven't even gotten that far. I haven't gotten that far.
Left a message.
Okay.
But I don't know. But so this company is a victim, basically.
Oh yeah.
Look them up. So, all right, I'm working on it. It is. I said to the gal, I go, I said, what's really funny is I'm doing this for my boss. He personally got this. I said, but he's a consumer advocate and talks about this all the time. And I showed Mark this morning. I got a thing in the mail for my what is it? The $10 for my business for Daffodil.
Yeah, but that's not a scam.
But, in a way it is.
They say they're going to register it for you.
Well, they will for $75.
Yeah, but people think, oh my gosh, I have to pay this because it looks official.
Yeah, I know.
And, you know, it's like, no.
Those poster companies do the same thing.
What are they sending a check? What's the reason they get sending these checks out?
To get your information.
Yeah.
No, but what's their stated reply?
Nothing. Here's a check. They simply.
So I would not deposit such a check if I didn't know what it was about.
But there are people who
people that would.
Because when they see almost $3,000, they're like, oh my gosh, free money. But you got to wonder, is there a way to do it, like opening a bank account?
One of the reasons I would have done it simply is because of my investments.
The bank will come back to you.
No, I would have never, I would have never done it without checking it out first. You don't just get a random check, but they spent the money to Federal Express it.
But I wonder if because it's done through the United States Postal Service, they can track.
And find out about her.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Say you're investigating a fraud and that person sent out a check that was stolen.
There you go. All right, I love it.
Go WDF.
That's right.
You need to keep it confidential because you're investigating for the bank, because you're going to give the information to the bank. So.
That's right. Yes. Another reason his name should be General, because we've got Mark Major and General Grant. You'll always be the president.
But
I don't know. It's just an idea. It was just an idea.
Ulysses.
I thought I was supposed to get the name.
Ulysses. You could call him Yule. Yule for sure.
So I got a hold of Easy Rental. So a couple things. She didn't take emergency roadside assistance. I guess they offer that on the contract.
Okay.
And so
I can see that.
So what she should have done is taken her over there and get the tire on there, and they would reimburse her for the tire repair. That's what he had said.
Well, who will repair a car that you don't own?
I didn't ask him that, but that's if you just repair it, if it's just like a tire or whatever, you could go to a place if you pay it yourself, right? Someone when you buy a tire, they don't ask you if you own the car, right?
I don't think they do.
Yeah, and then she says the money wasn't for using the car. The money wasn't for loss of use of the car. It was for the tow charges while I was in the storage lot.
You mean the tow charge?
The storage, yes.
Hi, Tom Bartino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Susan simply asks, when do you get an estate valued? Whether it's in a trust or in a will or a combination, when do you get them valued? And David Salisbury, our attorney for trust, probate, and wills and all of that, says you get it right after death, as soon as possible, but it goes back to the date of death. And then Susan had another question, but only that part of the estate that was owned by the other. But what, David, if they both own all of the trust, or is that not how trusts work?
Well, if you're both the trustees and you're both the beneficiaries and you're both the people who started the trust, then it's owned by both of you for legal purposes, but for tax purposes, you get a step up in basis only for the half that the deceased party actually owned at that time. And that would include if you owned it in joint names rather than a trust.
So that value then is frozen in time for that half.
Correct. That's absolutely correct.
And then if you die 10 years later, yours is valued for that time of death, but the other one, how is that valued if it went up in value?
Well, it still gets the date of death value. They call it bifurcating the value because you've got half the property at one value, the date of death, and now the second party dies, and now you've got their estate at, that date of death value. So you just have to do a computation. It's not really as
complicated,
as confusing as it may sound.
So you'll pay taxes based on two different computations?
Yes, you would.
Okay, so, Susan, then you had an additional question. What is it?
My follow-up question would be, if, say, the husband died January of 2019, and under that same scenario, would the tax returns be identical, or would the will one be different?
For a tax return, you could still do it, but you could only do it for the part of the year in which he was still alive. So in your case, basically not even a month of his income for this new year would be included, because once you die, you cease to be a regular taxpayer because your estate is now the taxpayer. So then you have to file income tax returns until you close the estate based in his income, based solely on the income of the estate, meaning the income that came after he died for him but is now owned by the estate.
Wow.
I hope that's not...
Yeah, it can get complicated, but here's the moral of that story, Susan. You need professionals to do the tax returns and to calculate the values. There's no way you can do it on your own.
Okay. Yeah, because I thought when someone died, you had like 9 months with wills. You had like 9 months to do a tax return. Or do you wait till the end of the year and just, you would do 2019s and 2020 the regular way that you would if both...
Is there a different deadline for taxes on an estate, David?
Yes. But what you do is you on the date of death, like let's say they died on June 30th, you would do a tax return for his first part of the year.
For the alive part.
Right, and that one would be due in April 15, 2019.
Okay.
For the second half of the year, you really wouldn't have to pay the tax again until April 15th of 2020. So that's how it would work. It's just you're going to have your regular tax return for the time you both were alive and the tax return just for his estate after that.
Okay. Listen, we have to break. If you have any specific questions, fine. Otherwise, you can call David Salisbury, 720-493-3911. We have more coming up. Seeing is believing.
Details of her estate.
No shit. Did that Bohemian Rhapsody or whatever, did that win anything? Do you know?
Yes, Best Picture.
Did you watch that shit?
Stephanie and I did.
Was it boring? I heard it was boring.
Of course it was.
Did it get political at all?
Not really. Okay, so Bohemian won Best Picture, but so did Green Book.
How do they both win?
Because they broke them up into two different
Get
categories.
up first thing, smoke a cigarette before lunch.
One was the drama and one was the
Now
comedy.
that I'm talking about
They
it,
called,
I thought Lady Gaga. I
that
thought that
won
movie
nothing
was
except
horrible.
the song, which is amazing. Everyone thought it was going to clean up, and it got nothing. None of the actors, nothing.
It was horrible.
Horrible. However, the song is amazing. Bradley Cooper did a great job, and he was nominated his first time out for direction, which is really amazing. So he got nominated for his direction. As far as actor, he was nominated for Best Actor, and a nomination is an honor. But the actor in Bohemian Rhapsody won, too, for Best Actor.
The main guy.
Who played Freddie Mercury. So it got Best Picture and Best Actor. The other Best Picture was Green Book, and the Best Screenplay was Green Book.
Green Book was excellent. We saw...
And Best Supporting Actor.
We saw Aquaman over the weekend.
Yeah, but it was more of a shoot 'em up. It's the predictable.
It's like Spider-Man, man. Same shit.
It's just all...
Although it was kind of weird how they, most of the movie takes part underwater. It's just kind of weird how it looked, the whole thing. We saw it in IMAX.
It's amazing how realistic, how it would wave.
That's what I mean. It's almost like...
they weren't really underwater.
No, God, no. Well, they had them hold their breath for a long time while they filmed. There's a scary movie coming out I want to say here. We got the AMC pass, man. I ditched that stupid movie pass, and we got the AMC one. It is badass. 3 movies a week, includes IMAX.
3 a week or 3 a month?
3 a week. Includes everything. $20 a month per person.
Wow. Oh, come on. Stephanie and I need to get that.
It's got to be AMC, though, but we're surrounded by AMC. Everything we go to is AMC.
What's Denver Pavilions? That's where we go a lot.
That might be AMC.
Denver Pavilions is the most convenient place, right downtown. You go underneath. There's always parking right near the elevator. You take the elevator up.
No, that's UA.
You're at the theater, and then you come out and go right home. I mean, and parking's paid for. The whole thing.
Well, parking's paid for the movie.
Everything. It couldn't be easy.
That's good.
Let me see if they have one. Does United Artists have a monthly pass?
Oh, so I called on the car thing. She turned down emergency roadside assistance. Otherwise, it would all been taken care of.
You mean when she rented the car? Yeah. I don't know why I'm the only one that's thinking, okay, if I rent a car, I got to bring it back to the fucking place. If I don't, I'm going to get in trouble.
So the guy I talked to says the price wasn't for using the vehicle. The price was for the storage fees of where the car was at.
Yeah. And why would they be responsible for that?
And he said that how she should have worked there, she should have taken someplace, got the tire fixed, bought a new tire, whatever, brought the receipt in there, and she would have been reimbursed.
Yeah.
So I could have just asked you, I didn't need to call.
You didn't. You can't.
Sounds like it.
Why is it so fucking crazy to
Well,
bring the car back?
But if she had gotten
If I lent you my car and you fucking put it somewhere and I had to pay all these fucking fees, I'd be pissed as hell.
If
What's
she
the
got
difference?
roadside assistance and they didn't answer the phone, I mean, they didn't answer the phone.
So I think they did on 800, but they couldn't tell her. Is what she had said. They couldn't tell her what to do. And I told this guy, says, so she called after hours. 800.
Why is it anybody's issue?
I don't know.
Damn, you're killing me. Why is it anybody's issue but hers? If you rented the car, what would you have done? Same thing she did?
Well, like say, put this scenario. Say you just driving along and all of a sudden it conked out.
Perfect.
Yeah.
On the go. Grab the more
and you couldn't get anybody to answer there and stuff. What do? You
got to have it towed somewhere.
You got it towed to fix it?
Times get tough again.
What do you mean?
The car just conked out.
I'm not going to pay to fix her rental car. But
so basically,
what would you do? Leave it in the middle of the street?
No. She did tow it. She towed it. So you have to tow it back to them.
Then you call them the next day and say, hey, your car broke down on me. It's over here. What do you want
And
me
she
to
did say
do?
it's over here, but it was in that storage lot.
Yeah. And they didn't want to pay for her storage, right?
Well, apparently they didn't go in there for 2 weeks, and then they had the big storage.
I think that should be on there, that 2-week thing. I don't know.
They have, they brought up her thing and everything, but like I said, that's.
Why not just tow it back to their lot?
Because it's 30 miles away.
Okay, what does that got to do with it?
I guess it was, she would have been off the tow bill.
Well, now she's out $1,500 for not doing it.
Who? Oh, yeah.
This lady you feel bad for that rents a car, gets a flat, and then everything's the rental car company's fault.
But they,
You're getting soft!
I don't remember when you rent a car, did they actually have roadside, emergency roadside?
Yeah, but I don't get that either.
You check it, I mean, I don't remember that in the contract.
They try to sell you everything.
Oh, right, insurance,
Yeah.
but do they tell
Yeah.
emergency roadside?
That's what it is, it's insurance.
Oh.
That's all it is.
So it's part of that.
No, it could be added
I'll
on.
do,
But that's
Color
what
law.
it is. It's just
Guys.
another,
They can share with you some ways.
as what Tom would say, she passed on the mop as low, now she's paying the price.
Paying for the whole carpet now.
Find out more by scheduling.
Did they acknowledge that she said the car was there?
guys, I have a spot in 15.
Okay.
457-6844.
Yeah, he had the whole things written down. He's reading from his contract. So, say what again?
Products and services such as insurance and annuities. Insurance licensed in Colorado.
Let's talk about personal injury. Who are you going to call?
Well, you don't want to be thinking about it when you're hurt, and then you look at one of these TV commercials and say, oh, yeah, I'll pick that guy. Go with someone who I vetted. Go to someone who we've had great reviews on. Go to someone that we've actually used within our sphere of friends and neighbors. John Fuller, Fuller Law. He is fully versed in personal injury law, which stems across many areas of law. He is tenacious. He is truly a friendly person who will communicate with you directly, and you will love the way he handles your case. And he'll give you all kinds of information with no obligation, with just a phone call. And if he wins, he simply collects a portion of what he collects for you. John Fuller, 303-597-4500. 597-4500. PersonalInjuryCO.com.
Our iHeartRadio Podcast Awards are coming, and the Ron Burgundy Podcast will debut.
I'm Tom Martino.
Brought to you by Capital One. We're on a mission to bring great products, rewards, and service to our customers.
Change. That was weird.
Now, Tom Martino, the Troubleshooter.
Help me if you can, I'm feeling down.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the only show of its kind anywhere in the universe. This hour brought to you by Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. Whether you're buying or selling, you won't do better than Frank. Frank is the man when it comes to real estate. We've had so many great reviews, and of course, that's what I do here on this show. Help, information, referrals, problem solving. And one of the experts we use is Frank because of his vast knowledge of real estate. 303-920-1622. As I said, have him on your side, whether you're buying or selling. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. And of course, you need someone to finance the deals, and then refinance, and then refinance. What about buying now? Brent Ivinson, Ideal Home Loans. Really, what about buying now? What's the story?
Well, so here's the story. You know, with what we've seen rates do over the last 30 days, on a $250,000 mortgage, your payment's $110 a month cheaper now thanks to interest rates. So if you're somebody that was maybe putting off buying until later on this year, maybe you were going to start in the spring, get started now. With rates at the levels they're at, you qualify for more home. The name of the game when you're buying, get as much home for as little payment as possible. Rates are part of that equation, and with them being at their current levels, you can buy more for less.
And that is with Ideal Home Loans. It's a very simple proposition. Just call them. You can do most of it on the phone. 303-867-7000. And they put all their guarantees in writing. 303-867-7000 or idealhomeloans.com. Okay, now, we did contact someone on this rental car issue. Rachel rented a car. She did not take emergency roadside assistance. I never do either. She didn't take, the extra insurances. She just rented a car. I've done that. She had a blowout. So, she didn't know what to do. She called her insurance, and they towed it to their impound. Then she called the insurance company, the rental car company, the next day, and this is where it breaks down, okay? Because Rachel says it was there for 2 weeks, but we're getting sketch details, really, with what did they tell her to do. And that's the part where it breaks down. But we talked to the rental car company, and they told you exactly what to do. There was no confusion. When you called, they claimed that they told you, okay, Rachel, get the car fixed. We'll reimburse you for the tire repair, and then have the car brought back, or drive the car back after you get it fixed. That's what they meant. Not tow it, but have the car fixed, and we will reimburse you, and then return the car like you normally would. And they said you didn't do it. You didn't do anything. So I don't know. I mean, it's a complete opposite story. And the reason I tend to yes.
Yeah, no. I had to catch a flight back home because I was on a business trip. I had to catch a flight at 7 a.m. Saturday morning, and this happened late Friday night.
Ah.
So I couldn't stay behind. I couldn't miss my flight. I had to get back to work.
But that's not truly their problem. I mean, it isn't. It really isn't.
How's it their problem in any stretch?
Well, hold on now. I'm saying it's not their problem if she had an early flight.
It is their problem because they didn't answer the phone. They told me the procedure was, call us and we'll give you a new rental vehicle. How am I supposed to get a new rental car vehicle if they don't answer their phone?
When did they tell you to call them? Friday night?
I called Friday night as soon as the accident happened. They closed. There was no one to get a hold of.
So, Dan, what do they say about that if there's no one to get a hold of?
Well, I thought you had said that you called there and they couldn't give you what to do at the 800 number. So they didn't even answer it? Because he said they're open,
24/7.
24 hours a day.
The local branch didn't answer.
No, but did you call
the 800 number?
Did you call the 800 number?
Yes, and they could not tell me what to do.
And I told that guy that because he was very knowledgeable because he read through your agreement and everything. And I said, are people after hours just not as good as you telling them what to do? And he says, no, everybody should know.
Okay, so in other words, if she called, this is what you called the 800 number, you said, right?
Yes.
Okay, what did they say? Did they say to you, Rachel, I'm sorry, we don't know what to do? Is that what they said?
They said they couldn't get a hold of anybody, and I'm sorry, we don't know what to do for you.
They told you that. There's a recording of that call. So here's
hopefully.
Well, yeah, there is. So if they literally told you, we don't know what to do, I don't think you should have to pay a dime. Not a dime. Because you called them exactly as you were supposed to. And if you call a 1-800 number and they say, I'm sorry, we don't know what you should do, I wouldn't miss my flight either. I would leave the car and call them just like you did, if they said that to you. However, if they said to you, Rachel, it is your responsibility to get the car fixed, we will reimburse you, and then return the car, and you said, I can't, I have a flight in the morning, there's no way I can do that, then we have a problem. So it all hinges really on one thing. What did they tell you on that 1-800 number? And we'll find out. Or here's what you do. Flat out refuse to pay the bill, contest it on your credit card, and make them prove to you that they gave you the proper instructions.
Correct.
Now, Dan, you said they told her this. Who told her this?
No. He said he had what happened with her, that she refused the insurance and all that. And I asked him, she said that nobody told her what to do. I said, you seem very knowledgeable. What about the people after hours? Are they not as knowledgeable? And he says, no, everybody should know that.
So he was claiming that they probably told her to get the car fixed and return it.
Right. That's the way he didn't bring up the call or anything.
Well, we know the calls record. They record all calls. So we know that somewhere there's a recording of that call. And you're going to have to use that, Rachel, when you defend yourself. And they're going to have to supply it to you because it's going to go. Did they already put it on your credit card?
No, they have not. No.
Well,
$1,200. No.
You need to make sure they don't. You need to call your credit card company and say, look, I don't want this to be a disputed charge. Therefore, I am not authorizing anyone to make a charge. You can stop them from putting a charge on your card.
How do I get that recording?
Well, here's what's going to happen. First, stop it at the credit card level because you don't want it to become a dispute. Your credit card does not have to accept a charge from everyone if you refuse it. Then it doesn't become a dispute. They don't get involved at all. Now it's between you and the rental car company. And the only way you can get a hold of it is if there is a legal action. So, you just sit tight. Don't have it on your credit card. You haven't paid a dime. When they start to collect, it will eventually be escalated to some kind of court action. And when they do that, you will have to answer the lawsuit. And your answer will be, they told me there was no procedure. I did the best I could. I alerted them the very next day, and they never told me what to do. They're going to dispute it, saying they did tell you what to do, and you're going to ask for a recording of the call.
Don't you think all of this is in the contract, though, that she already signed?
Yeah, and the contract said to call the 800 number. That's what Dan found out. And she did call the 800 number. She's not disputing that. She did exactly what was in the contract. Here's the part she's disputing, Mark, is that when she called the 800 number, they said to her, we do not know what to do. I, by the way, doubt it. I personally doubt that. Rachel, that may be what you heard. Maybe they said that after you said, listen, I have a flight at 7 in the morning. I can't hang out here, and they could have said then, well, we don't know what to do. In other words, they could have said to you, well, listen, in the morning, get that fixed and return it, and you could have said, I'm flying out of here, and they could have said in response to that, well, then we don't know what to do because we can't get a hold of anyone right now. That, to me, Rachel, without even hearing them, sounds more logical than simply telling you we don't know what to do. Are you positive they did not say to you, Rachel, you need to get the car fixed, the tire, and return the car?
I'm positive. They're idiots over there. Because
then I would first stop them from charging anything on your card, even if you have to close the card. Stop it. Then wait for them to sue you, and you use that recording in your defense. But I don't know. I don't know why. I personally don't believe. I'm not saying you're lying. I'm saying that you were upset. And the way I think it went down is you're saying, look, I have a blowout. I have a 7 o'clock appointment in the morning I got to fly out of here. I don't have time to blah, 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 blah. And they said, well, then we don't know what to do. That's just my personal opinion. Mark, what do you think happened?
I don't know what happened on that phone call, but I guess the part I keep missing in my own brain is you rent a car, or if I loaned you my car, and it ended up at some place getting charged per day, and you never brought it back, I'd be pissed.
Right.
So it's straightforward.
But if I told you, Mark, if anything happens to the car, call this number, and you called the number, and I told you, well, sorry, Mark, I don't know what to do, then you couldn't hold me. I couldn't hold you responsible. If I told you, call this number for any problem, and you called it, I said, sorry, Mark.
I think the answer lies in the actual agreement.
I
don't think the agreement says...
I already told them the agreement.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think the agreement says, hey, anything, you just call this number. I bet it actually lays out in there what you're responsible for and what you're not.
Have her send us the agreement, okay? And that woman hung up. Do you know what the comment was on it?
No, I don't.
Okay, well, I was just going to go to her, but she didn't wait. She should have waited till the conversation was over so I could get her comment. But if you're listening and you have a comment on this, call us. But meanwhile, let's get the copy of the agreement. Or see if you can find one online, Mark. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Daniel Martinez is in here from Gekko Power Clean. He's a new referral list member. And I actually never asked exactly what he does. I guess I ought to do that. I got to take a quick break, 303-713-TALK, and I can tell you what Fix It 24/7 does. Plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, and drains. And they, for $39, will find any problem in your home. So you'll dictate exactly what that cost will be. You'll never spend more than $39. In fact, if they find the problem, and they will, then you decide to get it fixed, you don't pay the $39. It's credited to the repair. So here's the bottom line. If you have a problem, don't worry about it. You will get someone licensed and insured and knowledgeable and trained to find your problem. $39. Then I say they'll give you great value in fixing it, the best parts, the best materials, the best craftsmanship. FixMyHome.com, 720-526-3939. 720-526-3939.
This report is sponsored by P3 Portable Protein Packs, the more interesting way to get...
You think we should, because as Mark says, Dan, you let the guy off the hook. Did he say that's all it said?
No. He says that's what they do is they should have told her that go get the car fixed.
What does the agreement say? To call the number?
Oh, I don't know. I didn't ask an agreement.
I thought you said to me the agreement clearly spells out this number.
No, I didn't ask him specifically that.
Then where did she get the number?
The 1-800 number? That's everywhere. Their Easy Rental's got the same 800 no matter where it's at. It should have been on her agreement.
Probably on the agreement. They definitely have shitty reviews, I'll say that.
And they don't have, I asked him, I said, do you guys have old cars or what? He says everything is 2017 or more.
Yeah. They probably lease them, man.
Hey, I didn't know you could prevent future credit card charges like that.
Yes, you can.
Yeah.
If you have the specific name.
Oh, well, that's good to know.
At least mine will.
I don't know where reservations.
Yeah, they've got horrible.
Oh, it's crazy. Maybe that's what the comment was and stuff like that.
There's nothing though. I mean, in this particular case, I don't agree with it.
It can be pretty cheap, $11 a day.
No, but I was reading that they're like $11 a day, but then you have to buy this other shit. You have to.
Okay.
But I can't find one of their.
Time to talk about ideal home loans for your next ideal home loan. No two loans are the same. They will write that loan best for you.
I can't find that agreement though.
They also got something. They must do loans or something. They got a thing called Easy Money.
I saw that.
Is that the same company?
Yeah, it is.
IdealHomeLoans.com 303-867.
I'd be happy just seeing any rental. Here's one. Whatever these are. Car rental agreement. Let's see what this says.
Monday, ready for a new adventure together? Something completely different. Great interviews, sharp analysis, a little sarcasm, and your calls too.
Krista Kafer on 630 KHOW.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Don't forget, till 4 o'clock today, the Integra Insurance team will be helping you choose health insurance on or off the exchange. The benefit is, it's still legally required, but the benefit of not having the penalties is you can go off the exchange and find even better deals. Depends on your circumstance. They'll be available at 303-771-HELP, 771-4357 till 4 o'clock. Then, of course, you can always find Integra Insurance on a referral list for after hours and for tomorrow and the next day, but get it done. You only have till January 15th. It's very important you get it done. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Let's talk. Brenda does have a comment on that blowout. Hi, Brenda. Thank you for calling back. What is your comment?
Yes, me and my husband kind of had the same situation with renting a car.
Yes.
From New Mexico back to Colorado.
Yes.
Denver. and we had a blowout also.
And what happened?
So, and it was after hours that it happened also. So what we did, we called the 800 number because we didn't have the roadside service either.
Was it Easy Rental? Was it Easy Rental?
No, this was Enterprise.
Okay, and what happened?
It was Enterprise. And so we called the 800 number.
Uh-huh.
And what they did, they suggested that we bring it to the nearest like rental place, but there was none close by and then the ones that were closed.
Yeah.
So we just waited the next day and we tried to get it fixed. They told us if we could get it fixed, they would reimburse us. But we couldn't do that either because the tire that was on the car, they didn't have any in stock.
Oh no! So what did you do?
So what we did, we just took a chance and drove it on a donut to the closest Enterprise, which was like 90 miles away.
Oh, my God.
So we had to drive it on the donut, and then when we got there, the only thing they did, they just put us in another rental car, and then they said that they would just take care of it because the tire shouldn't have blew out because it was fairly new. So we just exchanged, and that was it. But with the 800 number, they did tell us that they would pay for it if we replaced it.
Right.
That they would pay for it when we turned it in.
But like I said, that was a different company, so we're not sure. But thank you. That's what I would think. I think it's almost impossible to believe that they would just say, well, we don't know what to do. I don't know. I think she just couldn't stick around to do it, and that is her responsibility, by the way. Let's say she did have to wait till the next day to get the tire fixed, but she had a flight. Well, that's so sad, but that's her responsibility once she took that car. Even, like, let's say the car was incapacitated some other way or ran out of gas. Whatever it was, she's responsible for it. Even if she missed her flight. You can't just say, well, I'm sorry, I'm going to miss my flight, I can't do it. That's what I think happened. I think they told her what to do. This is my hunch. And then she said, oh, no, I have a flight. And they said, well, then we can't get a hold of anybody. We don't know what to do. That's where the we don't know what to do came up. I can almost hear the conversation. So, Dan, at Gekko Power Clean, what do you power clean?
Air ducts, dryer vents, and furnaces. And we've been in business 4 years, and we have over 80 5-star reviews on Google and Home Advisor. On our website. Reviews. You can see those right on our website at gekkoclean.com.
Gekko Clean. So you do dryer vents then?
Yeah, yep.
So is that something people overlook?
Oh, yeah. I mean, you know, before I got in this business, I'd been in a house 25 years, and I literally pulled two 13-gallon bags of lint out of there. This was a ranch, and it was about a 30-foot run, had multiple turns.
How do you get it? Like, are most...
I have photos of that.
Are those is that ductwork all soft, or are there some rigid?
Very rarely on dryer vents it's the hard metal, and it's 4-inch ducts.
Okay, so it's a 4-inch metal duct, but when it comes out of the wall, it's soft
the one that goes between the back of the dryer and the wall is flexible. Yeah, and you know, we clean those as well. But
and when it goes out to the outside, are there any requirement to have a screen or anything?
No. In fact, it's not a good idea to have a screen unless it's really, unless a 1-inch square, screen grid,
So so it's a 4-inch opening. What do you charge for dryer vents?
$150 if we just do the dryer vent, because time driving out, setup, and so on. Typically it takes about an hour. And we do average about 3 pounds on dryer vents. It's pretty obvious when your dryer's clogged. Your clothes take forever to dry. Your laundry room gets real humid.
We need to figure that out because I tried to visually inspect it, but there's no way of really knowing.
Really, if it's a short run and it's straight, 10 feet or less, you can do this yourself, save your money. Other than that, I'd recommend having someone out.
And Dan said he used a leaf blower.
That's a good idea. I mean, I'm with you. Save money
it's a short run.
It's short.
So that's, by the way, Gekko Power Clean on a referral list. And Suzanne, what's your question? Go ahead, Suzanne.
Yes.
Hi, what's going on?
I was wondering, how does a regular person figure out what your interest rate should be if you're refining your house? If you have a broker, I don't know how they...
Now, what you mean, tell me what you mean. In other words, if you want to know what the market rate is, like what it should be, so you know if you're in the ballpark, is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, I mean, is there a third-party group that's not got
That's a good question.
That can tell you?
That's a good question. It really is. I think no, there isn't. Well, you can go online. Like, let's just say they say it's based on the T-bill or it's based on the Fed rate, and they say it's 2 points above that or 1 point above that. You could tell that by that day. You just go and Google whatever the Fed rate is or whatever the interest rate, and then add the 2 points, and you can calculate pretty closely. But here's the problem. Some lenders have some processing fees they add to it, where others who are direct lenders don't maybe have those. What you really need to do is trust, and it's hard to do that. So I have always talked about a thread of truth. What I mean by that is, if you call up and say, what is the interest rate today for a 30-year fixed-rate loan or a 15-year fixed-rate loan, and you ask enough people, you're going to hear the truth. Because if it varies, and you say, well, wait a minute, somebody just told me it was 4 1/4, and you're telling me it's 4.75, 4 3/4. Why is that? Well, then they'll have to tell you. Or they'll say, well, that guy was wrong. Well, now you take that note and you call another one. And you say, what's the interest on this? And that's really the only way. Is there one source you can go to? I'm not sure. I say, like, for example, if I put in home loan interest rate today, okay? See, a lot of them have different ways. And it say today's interest rates, January 7, 2019, and they give them to you. All kinds of people give them to you. And they say right now, let's see, what do they give you? Compare, I don't think they tell you here. Nope, this didn't. But, Mark, what would you do? I'm looking. I know
Bankrate.com shows more of like an average, so it'll take really what everybody's out there. So it's pretty accurate, Bankrate.com.
But it will always vary a little, depending on where they're getting their money. But Bankrate, for example, tells you 4.8 is the rate.
For a 30.
Google's saying 4.9. And then as it goes down, the rate gets lower. For example, a 15-year rate will be cheaper than a 30-year rate because there's less risk. And when your credit is higher, you get a lower rate. If you have more, if your credit is poorer,
or a lot of equity.
Yeah, so it's not just what today's rate is, it's what your credit is, how much of a loan to value you're getting. Are you getting an 80% loan, a 90% loan?
And what kind of loan? Is it like a line of credit, a HELOC, or is it a true refi?
Right. So see, it's not that easy. That's why I say you go to Ideal Home Loans, or you go to Affordable Interest Mortgage, or you go to a very reputable lender.
What are you getting quoted?
Not quite sure yet.
What are you, first of all, what are you looking for? 30 or 15? Or 20
30.
or what? A 30. Okay.
30.
You want a 30-year fixed. And do you want an 80% loan to value?
Yes.
Do you want to pull cash out?
Yes.
Okay, so how much is your house worth for reals?
That would probably be about that would be about 700,000.
Okay, and you want to take 80% of that. How much you owe right now?
About half. Or let's see, about half, yeah.
Okay, so if you want to take out a lot of cash, it might, it depends. Do you have great credit?
7.
Okay.
700.
So you're looking for a loan of about $560,000, right?
Okay, yeah.
And so you will take out of that $350 to pay off the first. So you want about $200,000 in your pocket.
Right.
Okay.
Are you going to use it all at once?
Yes.
What are you going to do with it?
Investment.
Oh, okay. Now, here's the deal. They don't care what you're going to do with it, but they do care about how much it is. A lot of lenders shy away from big cash out. But if you're still truly only 80% loan to value.
How about the My Loan?
That might be the perfect solution for her. My bank, my loan, my way. And because now they have all the safeguards built in, and it's a great loan. In other words, this loan would you put your house up a first deed of trust line of credit, and it's no more expensive than a normal loan. But it's a line of credit first deed of trust. So, for example, the first draw you would make is to pay off your first, but then that other, you don't have to draw it out. You can just keep it in there and take out what you need when you need it. But it's also offset by every dime you have in the bank. So if you have $100,000 or $50,000 or $20,000 in the bank, that money every single day is calculated as if it's paying down your loan. Do you understand that concept?
Yes.
It's a cool concept. So do you need to make a lump sum $200,000 investment?
Yes.
Okay. Now listen, it is none of my business, and I'm not telling you not to do it, but I'm just, are you absolutely sure of this investment? I mean, when I say sure, of the people you're investing with and the concept and all of the risks and all of that?
I know that's the tricky part.
No,
right?
no, I want to help you, and I'm not trying to get into your business or in your face or in your grill, as they say.
Well, I'm just trying to get that front understanding of my understanding. If you go to one mortgage company, they pull your credit, and that dings you. And then in order to be able to find out if they're giving you the best rate, you have to go to another one.
No, not
and then
necessarily.
they'll
No. You can say,
assume.
Here's what you do. Assuming I have a credit of about 700 or 720, or go to your last credit, what do you think it would be? And tell them specifically, I do not want my credit pulled, or do a soft pull.
They know, too, that you're shopping for a mortgage, just like a car.
Yeah, I know, but it still dings you if you don't come out with a mortgage. That's the problem. But, Suzanne, hold on a second, because I want to help you on the other end. I just want to make sure, you know, if you don't mind, that you're comfortable with whatever investment it is you're doing. One Clear Choice Garage Doors is absolutely the best choice you can make when it comes to your garage door. A broken spring, call them. Something's loose and rattling, call them. You need a whole new opener, just starting at $333. You get a brand new, beautiful LiftMaster with Wi-Fi technology, time to close feature, battery backups. Or you just want the free Martino inspection to make sure everything is in shape, and they will even make safety adjustments for you and hinge tightening. And also lubrication, 303-565-6409, 565-6409, oneclearchoicedoors.com.
This is Denver's Talk Station, 630 KHOW.
Nigerian king, this guy, and if she sends him $200,000, he's going to send her back $2 million.
Mark, I feel...
It sounds weird, though, doesn't it?
Yeah, I feel...
She sounds a little old and doesn't know... Something's weird. Where is that money going?
Or she's got like a grandson or something.
Ask her off air. Ask her real quick.
No, I'm going to ask her on the air.
Okay.
You know, hey, your grandson's got this business opportunity, or, you know.
Yeah.
God, that's the worst.
Because what rate has she got now, too? She might have a great
I heard
rate
that story
right
too.
now. She's going to be
there.
Could be one.
They have this old lady I heard you talking to her a few weeks ago. Her grandson was caused her all kinds of grief.
Because what?
Oh my God!
He said, like, who the hell do you think you are?
Yeah, that was
We had one, the grandkid, we sent the cops out. It was so bad, the grandkid giving the old lady shit.
That might be, was that just like 2-3 weeks ago?
No, this is like a year ago. So the cops get out there, and she, all of a sudden, everything was okay. That was horrible.
Not good.
Are we going to plan another troubleshooter dinner?
Eventually.
Oh, so we're not going to, like, actively plan one then?
Oh, you mean with that credit? No, we'll wait.
Trouble with the IRS. Why not make this new year the final year of tax goals? No matter what your situation, taxes.
I'll decide, damn it.
Okay, well, remember, I missed my Oscar.
We'll get one bottle of whiskey, $1,500 whiskey.
The weight's on your shoulders, but with tax dollars to relieve the pressure because they take on the back.
No, that's what
and their team of licensed.
No, they said, no, actually, they said, just basically anything we want, party of 16. And they actually
because Larson has seen it all before, they won't judge you. Their only interest is helping you through your tax mess. Don't wait. Don't waste another year with anxiety.
You're sticking around to cut spots, right?
Whenever the mail comes. Call now, 866-LARSON.
Shit! What'd you do? What'd you
Wrong number.
What is it? I thought it was 866 Larson Stacks. What is it?
Behind your 53. Right now, partly cloudy in the Mile High City.
Put the in, excuse me, it was.
It's 844.
Larson.
It's 844.
And snacks for calling your name. Answer with P3 Portable Protein Pack.
They're one of these companies. They got 800 phone numbers. Their Google numbers even different.
That's a more interesting way to get your protein with P3.
The most common New Year's resolution? Yep, you guessed it. Get in shape. So whether you're hitting the gym or doing it at home, make sure when the headphones go on.
Compare us to Larson Financial.
Yeah, but they're using their name though. They're using their name like they do with us.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy.
Okay, is Barry the first name or is Mallory the first name?
Of who?
Think the only solution for your pain is surgery or a prescription? There might be a better way.
I can't wait to play racquetball.
I'm talking about my providers.
We'll have to do it Thursday.
Thursday work. I really do think you should do the league.
I know you do. It's so far away. I think you should do the league with me in Colorado Springs. How's that?
No, what I'm saying, you're already here. You can get some extra time in.
Bullshit, man.
Tom plays overtime.
I'd be here. I'd fucking get here at 7:30 in the morning, and I wouldn't get home till fucking 10 o'clock at night.
So get here at 9:30.
Not gonna happen.
And then just we'll work that.
Sorry, Jack. Let me see it. Would you do the one up my way?
Well, why would I do that when there's one here? We're already here.
What do you mean already here?
We're here.
Take AIM, affordable interest mortgage, 720-895.
Maybe we get iHeart to open up
a racquetball court here instead of the weight room.
Instead of the weight room. Well, to pop the top on that second floor.
Now is the time to become mortgage safe. Protect your home and your family. Take AIM.
I heard the funniest story about Howie Mandel. Fucking, and he was the one telling it. He was just doing this interview. When he was a kid in middle school, okay, this will give you an idea of his sense of humor.
He's crazy.
He didn't tell anybody, but what he did is he called up a big construction firm and had them come out and bid building a new gym onto the school, like he was the fucking guy at the school. So all of a sudden he's in class, and the whole, you know, these big guys like from SEMA or somewhere show up, and they're out and they're measuring and they're doing all this, and the principal walks out. It's like, well, who the fuck are you guys? What are you guys doing? But the funny part is he didn't tell anybody he was doing it. He literally did it for his own amusement and never told anybody.
Didn't they start asking him questions? Here's
What he did for his own amusement? Why are we dead?
GenesisTotalExteriors.com.
When you need a home improvement company that you can trust, and nowadays you've heard me talk about all the rip-offs, you can trust Mark Szymanski and his team for siding, windows, gutters, painting, fences, decks, kitchens, baths, basements, large and small additions. GenesisTotalExteriors.com. Also, of course, doing interiors. 303-679-8509. Okay. Our help center's going on for health insurance. If you're looking for any kind of information on health insurance to help shop, it won't cost you a dime above and beyond the normal premium, and that is 303-771-HELP, 771-4357. Janet has a comment on that rental vehicle, where the woman had the rental vehicle. Late Friday night, she had a blowout. She was leaving the next morning on a plane at 7 in the morning. She said she called the 800 number Friday night, and they told her, I'm sorry, we have no idea what to do. We can't get a hold of anyone. Go ahead, Janet.
Yeah, I just was wondering what kind of obligation the rental car company has to have a spare tire in that vehicle for her.
I don't think they do. I really don't. Spare tires are not required by anything, by anyone.
It seems like that would have alleviated the whole problem.
No, it would have.
Spare tire.
No, it would have. You're right, but I don't think they're required to have it, is what I'm saying. I don't think she can blame them for it. Here, it all hinges to me on whether she followed procedure properly.
To me, it's all in the rental agreement. It's whatever that agreement says.
That's whether she followed the procedure properly. And because if it says to call the 1-800 number, and that's what she did, then she followed the procedure. And and then they told her, we don't know what to do. That's the part I don't believe, where they said, we don't know what to do. See, I don't believe that someone would say that. I mean, maybe they would, who knows? But I can't see that happening. Ben, welcome. What's going on, Ben? Ben? All right, I thought I had somebody there. Why don't you see if he... Ben? Why don't you see if he's there? I hear somebody breathing. Suzanne, your refi question. Let me talk to you about this now, okay?
All right.
You wanted to know, first of all, about, you know, interest rates, getting the best deal, getting equity out of your home. But I wanted to ask you, and as I said, it truly is none of my business, but I have helped a lot of people escape or avoid basically financial doom. This investment, is it a $200,000 investment you're looking at? And you don't have to give me like names or anything, but is that what it is?
Basically, it'll be a small apartment building. And
are you buying it on your own?
Appraisal.
Are you buying it on your own?
Yes, with a good appraisal.
Oh, okay. So you're going to be the one buying it.
Yes.
And you're going to own it 100%.
Right.
How many apartments in it?
4.
And what is the price on it?
I'm not sure. We're looking at several right now.
Oh, okay. So you're looking to buy.
Payment.
You're looking to buy a rental, and when you say we,
Right.
is that your real estate guy or woman?
No, my husband.
Okay, so you and your husband are looking to buy rentals. I get it. Okay.
Right.
I get it. I thought maybe someone was trying to hit you up for some kind of, you know.
I appreciate your caring.
Yeah. And by the way, the rental market right now is very difficult to get into because everything is overpriced, because it's such it's so scarce. So I fear that you're buying at the top of the market. That's the only thing I fear. It's very difficult. However, if you have cash and you can get a quick loan because you have a lot of cash to put down, sometimes you can get better deals, especially if people are desperate.
That's why that My Loan would be perfect for her. Until she finds it, she won't be paying interest on that $200K.
You're right. See, that loan, that money just sits there as a line of credit. And as you pay it down, it's still open to you. It's a 20-year or 30-year line of credit.
It's CMG Financial. I think it's CMG. They're on the referral list. I can't think of what they're going. I think it's called CMG.
Is it Paradigm, though?
Paradigm.
My first question was always to myself is, how do we determine who's got the best interest rate for us? If you only go to one person, I mean, do you have to go have a couple of people?
Well, you should ask what they're quoting for a 30-year loan, but I don't think that will best suit you in your situation. I just don't. I really don't, especially if you're entrepreneurial and you want to have some fluid. I mean, what if you sold that and you decide you wanted to get something else, or you want a 1031 exchange? You will have a 30-year line of credit on your home with a lot of equity, and you don't pay a dime on it if you don't use it. And when you put it back, it's paid down instantly. You can't do that with a refi taking cash out. That cash is gone, and when you pay it back, it's not fluid. It's not liquid. That's what I'm getting at.
You would have to refi again to put it back.
I don't recommend this all the time, but I think it's an excellent alternative in your situation. It really is.
What about getting then a loan on the balance of the investment we're going to buy? How about figuring out how to get the best rate on that?
Okay, that's a good one too. Again, what you need to do is present it, because commercial loans will always be a bit higher. So any decent lender, if you say, I have a commercial building, it praises for around, let's assume it appraises around here. Let's assume my credit is around here. What is the best rate I can hope for? And they'll tell you. I mean, a good lender won't make you fill out an application and won't pull a credit report, because they will assume you're telling them the truth, because it's just speculation. You're not asking them to guarantee it. You're saying, if I have credit about 720, and if the apartment house is praises at $1 million, and I put $200,000 down, about what will I look at for interest? Any lender can tell you that within pennies. Anybody can. And it's not... Go ahead.
It's a trust thing. You go to a lender, you pick a good one, and then
But if you talk to enough of them, the trust thing will be automatic. You'll know.
Okay.
And you can start on the referral list, although I don't know, does Ideal do commercial loans? They don't, right? They don't do
I don't think
commercial buildings.
so, no.
I don't, but I know I know AIM does. Kurt Rogers does. I think he does. He's a good guy. But you have to shop for yourself and satisfy yourself. 303-713-TALK. Okay, we got more coming right up.
This report is sponsored by P3.
Troubles in the high country, crash clearing in town. Let's go with that wreck eastbound I-70 approaching Peoria. The initial wreck was cleared out of the way. There was a second crash in the backups. It sounds like that's been cleared out of the way.
You have 3 pounds of lint?
Oh, yeah. You know, that's pretty average on... People, by the time they call us to get their dryer cleaned, they've already had a serviceman tell them your vent is clogged.
Yeah, it's because, that's right, because
It's
they
real
think their
hot,
dryer's
and dry, yeah. So, yeah, I have a lot of photos of bags full of lint from Wonder.
You know, Mark, this
Yeah,
round
that's something.
check thing is so prevalent.
They must have a long
people are sending out
This long
I
runs.
bet mine's probably 10 feet at the most.
Yeah, that's why
They
it's
want to
clear.
get the
And then
check
they're
back to see what,
but large, lot of
and then
them,
they
yeah,
take that and
upwards
do
now.
another
So you got gravity fighting all that lint.
Sure,
Those are
sure.
the worst.
and they
Yeah.
get to keep some of that money.
That's what I'm saying.
I can't even.
They do it.
Oh, it's
so many
it's
people.
amazing. See the pile.
You don't know who the bad guy is because so many people cash the check.
But how many idiots deposit checks they don't think they have coming?
I bet if I randomly picked out 20 people that we knew their first name, last name, and sent them a check from a company like Excel or a company like, anyone. It doesn't even matter. Somebody they heard of. I bet
That thing was
3 to 5 out of 10.
Yes, I have a video on
think?
my website. Really? Lighting, I take it right off.
How many
the
do you
main
think
shaft
would
and I
deposit?
light it. It just goes boom. I mean, it's
I would imagine that I'm not depositing that. Now, I did think of...
That is something.
They're going to say, what is the worst scenario?
Scammer. I'm talking about the one with the account. This guy seems to be a scammer.
You're driving breathing,
Then I,
you know?
no, I'm not talking about the one who sends it to you, the one that's drawn on. That's
It's
easy
easy
to be a
sell if
victim.
you can get people to listen.
Well, they're a victim because that's their bank account.
Yeah,
Why?
Until they...
It's just not, you can't block it enough to filter it all down to the airflow.
Oh, so
You
he's
put a
got
filter on the
his
left.
own...
But why would he
It's
do
not
that?
gonna-
Why would he allow people to send
my lint
checks out on his account?
Yeah,
You know that you pull out and clean and stuff and that?
Yeah.
But you're
Just
saying a lot
unbelievable.
of stuff gets through there.
No,
Most of it gets through there. Because you can think about it, every time you pull a little handful, right?
The worst I would do,
3 pounds or more.
the best I would do
in a
is
couple
check
of years.
is cash
That
it.
all got by the lint train.
I had a guy, when I had my computer store in Parker, guy called up and said, I want to buy 100 Intel chips, whatever. It's like $25,000. So he gives me the credit card number.
So it's just like
And, you know, the address where to send the things. And I just literally put it right through the credit card machine. It went into the bank. And it sat there for about 45 days. And then, of course, it got reversed. But I never sent out the chips. But I figured, okay, well, let's see. What's it going to hurt?
I would have thought, Rich. Who would have thought that?
It's amazing how insecure.
And that's another thing. This guy said in his new house, his lint dryer was out the top, straight up.
Those are the worst.
Yeah.
That's how our...
How dumb is that?
All the newer homes are
You
doing
know,
that, and it drives me
financial
crazy.
trouble means bankruptcy to some. But you can avoid a bankruptcy by talking to an attorney quickly. You know, winkandwink.com, Mike and Gigi Wink, they don't just do bankruptcies. They help you avoid bankruptcies with debt settlements in some cases. But whether you need a fresh start, or you with a bankruptcy or counseling, or maybe you want to stop a foreclosure and just use it as a strategy, call them, winkandwink.com, 303-410-1720. 303-410-1720.
Hey, quick update.
Yes.
You ready? Guess who called me on Friday? His name is Chris Perry.
We should really not do this.
Let's do it tomorrow.
Okay, let's just tell
And then
people.
we've got another one we've got to go. I found a scumbag company out there.
Yeah. Mark sued Perry Steakhouse, and they did respond, and we're going to talk about it tomorrow. I don't think we should do it right now. We should wait till tomorrow. It's a good story, and we'll talk about this. I didn't think we had a contract, and I don't think that's been determined, but they did respond, and they have some very strong opinions, especially the owner. Carl, you wanted to correct us on commercial loans. Go ahead.
Hey, I'd correct might be a little.
All right.
But,
or comment.
Yeah. Real quick, I want to agree with you guys. I think you're spot on with the equity line of credit for this type of consumer. I also sense that might be a first-time buyer, which also raises a red flag or two. But relative to what I was listening to her talking about a 4-unit building, 1 to 4 units is typically Fannie Freddie financing. You'll pay a few extra basis points, but it's a heck of a lot cheaper than a commercial loan. Do you guys agree or disagree?
Yeah, but I think if it's a non-occupied, non-owner occupied, you have to disclose that. So I may have used the wrong word. It's not really commercial, but it's non-owner occupied. That's what I meant to say. You're right about that. A commercial would be like a factory or something like that. And a non-owner occupied, it is technically a commercial loan, but not in the same sense of buying, you know, like I said, a factory or something like that. So,
and I agree with that. But there are some options for 1 to 4 with Fannie Freddie. Now, it's not going to be 100%, but if she's got this credit, and again, I compliment you guys on coaching somebody through that, because unscrupulous loan officers will try to get you to refinance a half a dozen times. It's more beneficial for them and less beneficial for you. So hopefully your listening group today is understanding what that product is, how it works, and what I've got a lot of experience doing this stuff, and I use the tactics that you guys are promoting today.
I love that. I love that liquid loan. I love it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's good. Thank you very much. Okay, now, Ben. Go ahead, Ben. What's happening?
Hey, good morning.
Hey, what's happening?
Hey, I want to download some songs from a video from YouTube.
Okay.
On a CD, and I don't know where to go to get them.
Okay, listen. Just let me tell you something. If you download songs without paying for them, just so you know, I don't care. I'm not going to do anything. But it is technically a crime, even if you only do it for your own use. Okay?
Okay.
In other words, let's say you download the music, and there are plenty of programs that allow you to download from YouTube and from any source and keep the music. There are a lot of peer-to-peer file sharing sites. None of the legit ones will let you do it without paying for it. They'll let you only sample it. But if you find ones that let you download and you get caught, it's a federal crime, and it's getting more and more enforced. Do you understand? Now, if you just want to buy music to download, you can go to Amazon or iTunes or Google. There's all kinds of music. Yes, Suzanne.
But Tom, I think he's asking how to download and put it on a CD. You might need to call a computer guy.
No, Ben, you're not asking how to pirate. You're asking how to do it, like, technically, right?
Yes, correct.
Okay, all right. First, let me explain how you do it. First, you just download them, okay? You download them, and whatever format you can download, you download. Most of the time, you want an MP3. Once you download the file that I'm going to assume you got legally, you assemble those into a folder. Then you buy CD authoring software. Many times, it's included with system software. Well, I shouldn't say many times. It used to be.
I think he's talking actually from YouTube, though, right?
Correct.
So what's that? There's programs out there that capture the YouTube.
Yeah.
I've used one. I can't think of them, though.
Airy is one of them. Airy, it's called. A-I-R-Y, Airy YouTube Downloader. What Airy YouTube Downloader does, you launch it, you put the URL of the web, you get the link to that video and put it into Airy and click download. And it will download it. And you can download the video and the audio. Now, once you download it, if you want to put it on a DVD to watch it or just to listen to it?
To listen to it on a CD.
So you don't want the video. You want just the audio. You can download just the audio with this program, okay? And when you launch Airy, you put in the URL, and then you download it, and then you convert it to a CD. I mean, it's obvious you don't know enough.
It's pretty easy, man.
It is easy, but you sound like you don't have that much savvy. And I don't think you're going to get someone to help you because it's illegal, okay, to make the CDs that way. But those are the steps, okay? You download the file, then convert the file over to a CD, and you put as many on there as you can fit, and then you have a CD. I'm Tom Martino. Save all your problems for me.
Never saw it as a problem. I feel bad for the guy because he has no clue. I want to bring these topics up tomorrow on this company. And
yeah, we will.
Things like you need to get rid of them. Gave the Jew a real chance and found out I liked it. Found out it works. The switch was easy.
Isn't that crazy that you brought about Ruth Bader Ginsburg, and they're going to keep her there if they got her in whole story.
They got to hold her up.
No, I mean, that's amazing. Now this is an ethics thing.